Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Hello, everybody.
We're just going to let a few viewers get on here and go. Hey, Cheeto. Is everybody ready for the big game tonight?
So the game is the Vikings against the Eagles, huh?
Yeah, it should be a good one, I think.
That's
I'm not too hopeful, even though I'm a Vikings fan. I have a feeling it's going to be a rough game for them
uh,
for sure. This is going to be a little different, Brian.
yeah.
Trying to watch
So,
something and pay attention here. This will be cool, though. I'm looking forward to it.
I know, and so I've got I got the game on this other laptop over here to my left or my right, whatever it looks like. It's really my left. So as you see me looking this way, it's because I'm watching the game. So,
For
and the
me,
other
I'm
thing I was
looking
going to
this
say.
way.
The other thing I was going to say, I know this is not NFL gear, but so here's my thing. I I graduated from the University of Toledo. I lived in Toledo and I was a big Toledo Rockets fan. And this jersey, when I lived down there, I used to wear to games and it hasn't really fit me in like 20 years and it now fits. So I
That's
thought this
awesome,
was
though.
really cool and that's why I'm wearing it. And look, it's actually loose even. It's crazy. And then the hat, I couldn't find my Lions hat, so I'm like, I'm putting on the Toledo hat too. So I know it's NFL and I got college stuff on, but it's the best I could do for today.
Hey, it works. It's still it's a low carb football party, so you're good. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I got to ask you, have you like chicken wings is like a huge thing, right? With tailgating and so forth. Did you eat your chicken wings today?
I did not. You know what I had better than chicken wings though. You know what I had
Uh,
tonight?
what'd you have?
Two 8-ounce New York strip.
Mm.
And they were really good.
So I had my chicken wings earlier today at like lunchtime um, because they were messy and all that kind of stuff, right? I didn't want to deal with them right before coming into this live stream. And then I had about a 16-ounce ribeye for dinner. So I got to have the ribeye too, but I did the chicken wings. I couldn't do our first low carb football party without having chicken wings. So
Yeah, that made sense. I should have probably did something. I was kind of rushed because I don't know. I had a bunch of family coming in late, and I was cooking steak before I ran on the show here for them, and I ate ahead of time, so it just was kind of rushed tonight, I guess, for me.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Keto Cheeto had chicken thighs, bacon wrapped, sprinkled in Parmesan cheese. That sounds pretty good
Mhm.
too. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep. I love chicken thighs. So especially like for me, I like to get the ones with the skin on them because that adds a little bit more fat to it, right? So I'll do that and yeah, cook it in butter. Mm, good.
Sounds pretty good. Hey, if you're watching the stream tonight, make sure you give a thumbs up to the stream. Well, that'll help get the live out there more, so more people are watching. So if you could do that, that'd be great. Also, put your favorite team below. I'll go back to that one because I know more people are joining here. It looks like so. Go ahead and put it in the comments. It's getting close to kickoff the way it's looking here. I didn't pay any attention to see who everybody's picking tonight, but I'm guessing most people are picking the Eagles. Hi, Cindy.
Hey,
Welcome.
Cindy. So I posted my favorite team in there. Of course, you
Yeah, I
already know
saw
who that
that.
is. All I'm going to say is, at least for right now, we're a game ahead of Minnesota.
Yeah, you are for sure. It's going to be a lot more, I'm sure.
I don't know. We'll see.
Not a fan of the New York strip, huh? Keto Cheeto.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
ribeyes are
know,
good.
I like New York strip, but I absolutely love ribeye. That they've got like the right amount of fat in them, at least for me, and it just tastes so good. I um Chad, mineralist carnivore, got me going with the whole like 24 to 48 hour brine where you just use the salt, and that just makes it so much better. It just brings out the flavor. It's
Oh,
so good that way.
that the reason I had New York strip is they were on sale this week, $4.99 for an 8 ounce. So I bought quite a few of them. It's like, well, I'll kind of buy what's on sale, I guess. So, um,
That's a great price.
well, that's okay, Cindy. You can always start, right? Not a football fan, but that's okay. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
We'll talk low carb too. So we're just kind of it's going to be talking about the game, talking low carb, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're glad you're here.
Yeah. Cindy, why don't you tell us how your day's gone with your eating, what you ate today and so forth. Oh, did you see the comment there from Keto Cheeto about
Let's
the
see
strip
here.
being a little bit tougher? There you go. Yeah.
Oh, yep. See that? Yeah, yeah. It is a little tougher. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see any I'm missing, Brian, just shout them out. Since this is kind of my first time doing a whole bunch of people here.
Yep.
Oh, Cindy's been fasting yesterday and today.
Yeah. So she's like 48 hours in. Wow.
So
I've done
Cindy,
24-hour fast, but I've never done anything longer than 24.
Cindy, what's going to be your first meal out of the fast?
So we're waiting for Cindy or any other questions. If anybody has a question, just put a Q in front of it so that we can easily identify it. And while we're waiting here, Greg, what do you think about this game? Do you have any predictions as a Vikings fan?
Oh, I'd love to see Minnesota win, but I really don't feel too good about it, to be honest. I think Philadelphia's defense is pretty good, and I guess I'm thinking that they won't be able to overcome that, but we'll see what happens. I think the Vikings have a couple injuries up front on the line, and that's kind of crucial part of it, I would say. Um, looks like Cindy chimed in here. Made a omelet for the husband the first meal, made some bacon wrapped beef stew. Yum. That sounds pretty good too. And Cindy, that's what she made for supper. And then looks like eggs is going to be probably her first meal out of the fasting, which is that's a great choice too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
you got
want
another
Minnesota to
Minnesota
win
fan.
too. Definitely. Yep. Nope. That would be great. Fried eggs and butter. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I've been
Yeah.
definitely since I started doing carnivore. I eat quite a few eggs for sure. Definitely. I try to take a little break though, because otherwise I don't want to get burned out on them. But kind of one of those things. Looks like kickoff is going to be coming up here soon. A little bit. I think it's 7:15. It's slated for. So,
Yeah.
but Brian, do you want me to talk a little bit about what I got going on this week?
Yeah. Let's let us all know about how that's been going. So I know you started something new this week.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say I'll get these couple out of the way here. Not a sports fan, but Mount Kin in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Okay. And then looks like Cindy's got a 7-day egg fast once. Wow. Never get tired of them. That's good. Oh, yeah. My Kin is Upper Peninsula of the Michigan there. Awesome. For those of you that don't know, this week, just to kind of recap, the beginning of in January 22nd, I decided to go on a weight loss journey, and I did a keto low carb diet, and in 7 months, I lost 85 pounds doing that. Now, the last month or so, it's kind of slowed up a little. Last couple months, it's slowed up. I'm still losing weight, but I kind of wanted to challenge myself and take my dieting to the next level. And this last Sunday, I decided to go full carnivore. And so far, so good. I must say, the first day I noticed my arthritis wasn't hurting so bad. Um, that made a difference. Now I have noticed a little bit of arthritis pain the last few days, but it's not near as bad as it was. So I'm hoping that that'll continue to improve. But so far this week, I mean, I have not had stomach issues so far. Cross my fingers. It's been pretty good with that, and not a lot of side effects of going carnivore. And I think part of that is because I was pretty close to ketovore anyways. So my stomach's kind of used to that type of eating for the most part. So far so good. I'm feeling good. My energy's good. Not only that, on Sunday when I started, I gave up diet pop because I was drinking diet pop, and that just one of those things that's not always easy to do that, but I've been able to give it up and not have any problems. So that's one of those things. And let's see here. Yep, there's a lot of different ways to eat that. Yeah, I can put that up. It is on the ticker if you're able to see that. It's at My Weight Loss Life, and I can put it up there too.
I just posted it in my chat, but it won't show up in your chat.
Okay.
They're already in your chat, so they already know about you, right? But yeah, it's going to show up in my chat now, so she should be able to click on it.
I'll put it in there. So, yep. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it.
Sweet. Thanks, Cindy.
But no, it's going really good. Brian, I can't complain. Carnivore's been good to me, and the scale is going down. I'm hoping.
That's great.
I got a couple milestones going on that I'm hoping by the end of the weekend I can actually be out of the 300 club. This morning I weighed 300.8. So I'm hoping I can get down under that this weekend and be in the 200s again, which will be nice. It's been a while since I've been there. So definitely.
Yeah, that's great. And you haven't had any issues with loose stools or anything like that, huh?
No, it's actually been just the opposite. So it's worked. It's been pretty well. I was surprised because before I did have a little trouble with that, doing keto. But I was doing keto there for a while and carnivore kind of one day. It's probably more ketovore, but it's one of those things where I think that kind of messed with my stomach a little bit too. So I wanted to get more, I guess you could say, just more on one or the other. And I thought, let's give carnivore a try since I was kind of stuck a little bit. And so far, so good. It's been working great. So looking forward to seeing the results. I know I'm enjoying running out and about in town. I live in a smaller town. It's like 27,000 people, but I usually run into people I know because I've lived here my whole life. But it's funny the look you get from them when you run into them because they have that look on their face. Or I actually had a guy say to me the other day, "You've lost some weight." It's like, yes, I have. I've lost 85 pounds. It's kind of fun to say that because, they know what you look like before and they can see a difference. It's like, that's one of those, it's a kind of a non-scale victory. Not that the scale gave you the victory, but it's one of those things that makes you feel pretty good with what they have to say. So definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Type 2 diabetes, age 40, 48, 5'9", 250, 255-ish. Yep. I'm 51 myself, so I know Brian's not too far behind me.
Yeah, I'm turning 50 in a couple of months, so I'm getting there.
Oh yeah.
So this month I've been doing a no dairy challenge with a few other carnivores, right? And I had one day that I just completely blew it. It was over the Labor Day weekend, and I was doing a lot of work outside and stuff, and I caved in and we went to a pizza place and I ate 4 pieces of pizza. Now, since I've been carnivore, I never had more than like maybe one piece. I ate 4. And I felt awful. I ended up being dehydrated because I was outside a lot and my electrolytes got out of balance. But anyway, so that was the one day that I had cheese really. Been pretty good outside of that. And my hope with doing no dairy, and I can still have butter, but that's it. No other dairy, right? And my hope is that I'm gonna kind of help my weight loss because it's kind of stalled really over the last couple months. And so far, I am down about a little over 2 pounds for the
Nice.
month. So it seems
Good.
to be helping.
Yep, that's great. I see it's just about, I don't know if they did kick off here, or I think it looks like they're getting Vikings are looking like looks like they're kicking off to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Keto Cheeto said sedentary keto cheater. Um, that can happen. The key is to get right back at it. It happens to life happens, as I always like to say. So
Hmm.
definitely.
Yeah.
Cindy 65 started keto in September of 2020 and lost 104 pounds.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Great job.
No blood pressure meds after 50 plus years on them. A1C was 5.8, now 5.1. Walk every day, go to
Wow.
the gym 2 to 3 times a week. Good job, Cindy. That's awesome.
Look at that. So in 3 years, she went from a 5.8 A1C to 5.1. So 5.8 is still considered pre-diabetic, I believe, right?
I think
But
so.
but it's pre-diabetic, and now at 5.1, she's good. You
Yeah.
know, just keep doing what she's doing, and
Yep. Yeah, that's
wow, that's
fantastic,
great.
Cindy. Definitely.
And 65 years old and walking every day and going to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. That's how it's supposed to be, right? Like as we start to get older, we should not be in the situation where we're just in too much pain to go out and do anything or whatever. We should still feel good at ages like 65, 70, 75 years old and still be able to do things. And that's what you're seeing. People that are going low carb or even completely no carb and carnivore, they are fixing their health and they're you see a lot of people that are up there in age 60, 70, 75 years old, even 80 I've seen, and they are out there exercising all the time and stuff, and they don't have the issues that other people do that are on the standard American diet. I just wish that more and more people would realize what they're doing to their health just by the way they're eating. And we missed the start of the game, by the way. It's already third down.
Yeah, it is. What are you showing on your clock? 1406?
14, it just hit 14:06. So I think I'm a couple
14.
seconds behind you.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm watching it on a laptop, but it's still Amazon Prime, right? So I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
might be a couple seconds behind you, it
Yeah, it
looks
all
like.
depends on the internet speeds and stuff, I'm sure. I'll try not to
Yeah.
give anything away. It's
Oh,
third and five.
Look at Cindy's last comment. Put that up real quick. That's great.
This one right here. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
look at
awesome,
that.
Cindy.
Feels much better than she did in her 30s. And she's 65 years old now. And really, when
Yeah.
you do low carb, 65 is young. It is.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to not only is the eating help, but also just when it's all said and done, I hope to be over 150 pounds lighter. I mean, just being able to walk around and do a lot of different things. I mean, I don't have mobility issues and stuff. Hopefully the arthritis is I can get that at bay or keep it at bay. We'll see how things go, but I'm hopeful that maybe with just the diet, changing the diet up, I won't have so many issues with that.
Yeah. So I think right now I'm at like 77 or 78 pounds lost. I'd really like to get to 100. Um, that puts me down around the 270, 275 range. And then from there, we'll just see that I probably could lose more weight from there, but that's what I think I'd like to. So yeah, I got another 25 pounds or so. I think that I still really realistically need to lose. And then from there, we'll see what happens. But
No, that's you're doing really good. So definitely. Looks like it's second 11. They're moving the ball slowly. No huge plays so far.
So I can't remember. The Eagles had a tough game in their first game, didn't they?
Well, yeah, was it New England? I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. They had like a 16-0 lead, I think, and then the next thing I knew, it was like 16-14, and they won. I don't remember what the final score was,
Oh,
but
Eagles are going deep, and they
well,
big
this is gonna
completion.
be a tough game for the Vikings.
Yeah, they had him covered too, but he still made the catch. So
Yeah, he actually threw it kind of short. If he would have led him, it might have been a touchdown.
yeah. Oh, see that's not the normal guy that's back there either.
We got another comment from Cindy.
Okay, let me grab it here. I've maintained the loss for about a year now. It took me 23 months to hit the 100-pound loss. When I started keto, I was 269.9 and now 165. Would like to lose about 20 more. That's awesome,
That's great.
Cindy.
Yeah, that is great.
Does anybody else have any stories they want to share? Go ahead and type them up.
Yeah. Keto Cheeto had mentioned before 5'9", 250-ish, 48 years old, type 2 diabetic. So I wonder, are you newer onto keto? Have you been doing it for a while? What's your experiences? Would you like to share them with us? You know, it's funny because leading up to this live stream, I was trying to figure out like it would make sense to maybe try and incorporate some kind of low carb tailgating foods to kind of have to eat while we're doing this. And I couldn't come up with anything good. I kept thinking like chicken wings. I'm like, I'm not gonna be sitting here trying to eat chicken wings on TV or on the on the camera and everything. So I don't know. I couldn't come up with anything good, and I
I
don't
so
really
wanted to
snack
crack
that
a
much.
beer, but I didn't.
I don't really snack anymore, so it's like I don't know what to
Yeah.
do. Oh, it's
Fourth and
fourth and
goal.
goal.
Looks like Eagles are bringing on their kicker.
Hmm. So, are you doing fantasy football by any chance, Greg?
You know what? I played for a lot of years. Like I started in the '80s and was playing, and we did everything by paper, and we'd get the newspaper the next morning, figure out all the scoring. I played it for a long time until I want to say it's probably 10 or 12 years ago I retired. I just played it so long, and I was in the Super Bowl, had the best team and scored like 100 points over, the scoring was a little different back then, but I had an amazing team, and I lost in the Super Bowl. Like I scored 100 and some points, but the guy just had somebody go off, and that was it. And I was kind of deflated because I realized then it's all about luck. You can have a great team, but it doesn't mean you're going to win anything.
Yeah.
Hi, Becky. Getting your ribeye ready.
Yeah.
And you're going to watch the game. That's awesome.
So, I wonder if Becky is a Vikings or Eagles fan.
Well, I think she lives out in Oregon, so I don't know. She might be Seattle, I'm thinking. Possibly.
Yeah.
Hard to say. It could be 49ers.
So
put it
the
up here.
Lions play Seattle this weekend. That'll be an interesting game.
Definitely.
It's gonna be a tough game.
Oh, Cindy, I'll have to check out your page. I'm going to write that down because I want to check out your page and give you stuff back.
Definitely. If you're not subscribed to Cindy, go subscribe to her.
I will do that.
She does some live streams, every once in a while on that.
Awesome.
Oh, there you go. Becky's a Steelers fan.
I saw that. Yep. Yeah, and if anybody is on here, I mean, I have no problems with you sharing your channel information and subbing to each other. I think that's a good thing, and we all help each other out. So I promote that on this channel. I don't have a problem with it as long as Brian doesn't. I think it's a good thing. It's healthy.
Oh yeah, I think the more people that are out there promoting low carb and carnivore, the better. So I like to try and promote people as much as I can with their channels.
Becky likes the Steelers. You know, I didn't even see what happened in the game. Did they kick a field goal? I'm assuming.
Yeah, they did. So here's Cindy's channel. I don't know if you want to bring that up for people on your side of the chat.
Yeah. Perfect. Write that down. 3839. Perfect. Cindy, I'll go to it after I'll go to your channel after the live and give you a sub. It's originally from Cincinnati, moved to New England in the 90s, now in Kentucky.
Mm. So I'm originally from Toledo, so just a few hours away from Cincinnati. Okay, here come your Vikings, Greg.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. It'll be interesting.
All right. So just a reminder, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Put a Q in the front so that we can easily find the question in the chat.
Oh, Jefferson already got a nice play.
Yeah, that guy is insane.
He's
He is
talented.
so good.
Yes, he is. He's very good.
Yes.
I do have I'm going to put a question up there for everybody. You know, you can comment below, but who inspires you in the weight loss community? Who are some of your favorite people that you watch, and who inspires you? You can just go ahead and put it in the comments. I always kind of like to know what who everybody's watching, what they like.
Do you want me to answer that question here?
Yeah, you can answer that one too.
Okay. All right. So there's a lot of people. Oh wait, what she got? Her youth pastor is a huge Eagles fan. Okay, so going back to the question, inspired me. So there's a lot of people out there. One that I talk about a lot is Dave Mack. I always get confused between him and Kelly Hogan's channel because one is like no carb and the other one's zero carb.
Yeah, yep.
I forget which one he is, but anyways, Dave Mack, he started carnivore maybe a couple months before me, and then a few months in, he started his channel, and so I was just a little bit into it right at that point, and for some reason, he was easy for me to relate to, and I was able to watch the things that he was talking about and some of his experiences, and I'd be like, okay, he's like a month or two ahead of me here. I'm about to run into the same thing probably, right? So he's definitely one of them for that question. So going back to, okay, so inspired me in the weight loss community. Definitely Dr. Ken Berry as well. He's like probably the godfather of everything with keto and carnivore and everything, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So definitely him, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Professor Bart K, Larry and Cassie. I forget the name. Carnivore Quest. Carnivore Quest is their channel.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around. That in terms of like just regular ordinary people doing it, they've probably been around longer than anybody else. Did the Vikings just fumble or?
No, they punted to the Eagles, and the Eagles kind of muffed it there. So,
okay. Sorry. So anyway, yeah, Carnivore Quest. They've probably as just ordinary people. They've been around probably longer than anybody else that I can think of, and what's so great with them is that they've always shared the entire experience. They've had a time period where they lost weight and then they gained some weight back and had some struggles, and they shared all of that. And then, they got going really good with the weight loss and so forth. And they're just so true and easy to, to relate to and so forth. And then the last one I'm going to say is going to be Shaun White, intentional carnivore. He's newer in the last, I don't know, 5 months or so, something like that. I remember like when he was first getting started, like that first month or so was the first time I got to talk to him, and his channel was already starting to blow up at that point. And um, he's so caring about everybody, and like his whole reason for doing the channel, like he really debated about it for a long time. He had lost a lot of weight and stuff, and then he finally decided to go in with it because he felt like he needed to share his experiences and show everybody just how great this way of eating is. And he's so personable. He's so good at telling his story and inspiring other people. um, he's definitely got to be in there, even though he's newer than all those other people that I said. um, he's great, and so many people are able to relate to him and listen to the experiences he's had.
Definitely. Oh, I was going to say, I see Cindy put, of course, Dr. Bray first and foremost, Dr. Baker. That's cool. She had an interview with them. Two crazy ketos, to name a few.
Yeah,
However, if it weren't for my sister, I would have never started. So interesting.
that's good. That's nice when you have a family member that helps you out with that.
Shaun, I agree with you on Shaun White. He's probably the first time I heard of carnivore, to be honest. It caught my attention when I was doing keto, and I see this guy 243 pounds in a year, and I was like, wow, how? I mean, I was like, how? And it did catch my attention for sure, and that's when I started looking at it a little bit more, for sure. What's up,
Yeah.
Country Pilgrim? How you doing, Dan?
Hey.
And then Becky, she says Kelly Hogan for her. She gets carb addiction and read her story in 2010 before YouTube. Then you found her on IG after keto and was so excited. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the first time I heard about Kelly Hogan was Dr. Ken Berry interviewed her. I think she, at that point, this might have been like a year or so ago, I think she was at like 12 years or 13 years carnivore at that point.
Wow.
So it was pretty interesting
I've
seeing
only
her
seen a
story.
few of her videos. I've watched a few of them for sure. I know who she is. She doesn't put them out that often anymore, I don't think. But I should probably go back and watch some of her older videos for sure. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Country Pilgrim. He's a Viking fan for sure. I know Dan pretty well actually. So
See, if you couldn't see the Toledo here, you'd probably think this is the Rams or something, right? Because it does kind of look like the Rams, but yeah.
And doesn't look like too. I see it's 3-0 with the Eagles winning with 7:24 left in the first quarter. For those of you that are maybe not watching the game. She's a Mickey D's Burger Patty Queen, huh? I'm assuming that's Kelly Hogan.
Yeah.
Yep, Instagram. Yep, I guess I haven't followed her there on yet. That was one other thing I was going to say. Anybody that is listening, I am on Instagram, and I know Brian is as well. We should have probably put those links up there, at least where you can find us up there. Maybe sometime during the show we can put those up too. But yeah, I put a lot of food photos on there, a little bit different stuff on there, but yeah, it's a good place to connect with people too.
Yeah, and Kelly is a nutrition coach, so she's pretty busy with
Yeah,
doing that.
so,
But I've heard from people that have used her as a coach that she is excellent.
that's awesome. Meat cookies. Sounds interesting. Oh, there goes the Vikings. Oh no, they just fumbled it too.
Oh, see, I'm like 3 seconds. You're like, he just fumbled it. I'm like, I look over. I'm like, wait, he's still running with it. What do you mean? And they're like, oh, okay, never mind.
I'll have to try not to give it away.
That's all right.
There's Becky's Instagram. Or is that? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's Becky's channel, right? I'll have to write that down. Make sure I check that out.
Let's see if I can find her. My Instagram's very new. I haven't, well, the account's been there a long time, but I've just in the last couple months really been starting to use it.
Cindy looked into being a coach. I don't know, Cindy. There's a lot of online programs where you can get a certificate pretty fairly inexpensive and get after it. It's out there. I mean, it depends if you're trying to get really nutritionally certified, I guess, then there's definitely expensive doing that.
So Becky, I just sent you a request on Instagram.
I was going to say. Color Street Nails. Yep. I'm familiar with those. I have a friend that she's a distributor of them. She has a lot of people that sell under her actually. But yep. I know there's a lot of people that.
I think my wife either at one point was selling it or just was buying it from someone or something. I don't know, but I remember that name.
I was going to say, there's my Instagram address. It's a little bit different than my YouTube. My YouTube doesn't have the periods in here, but Instagram, I've got them in there. So if you're looking for that.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out why I'm like 3 seconds behind you on the game.
It's probably just the internet.
Yeah, I guess. So what do you have planned this weekend, Greg?
Both my daughters are home from Omaha. My second daughter, they went wedding dress shopping today, and they're going tomorrow, and they're both here over the weekend. So we'll probably hang out quite a bit and just have some good family time. Would be my guess. That's about it. I guess watching football. Obviously, I enjoy the college game as well, and obviously we watch YouTube, different people on YouTube. Getting back to the question here, who inspires me in the weight loss community? Gosh, there's so many different ones. I mean, I try to watch everybody, and then I end up switching a little bit and watching more of one, and then I switch to somebody else and watch more. But I try to watch a little bit of everybody, to be honest. Lately, since I'm doing more interviews on my channel, I'm really seeking out people that are fairly new to YouTube that have a story to tell, and just try to help get their story out there. So I'm trying to do more interviews like that to get them going. And I know Carnivore Cure was one of my first ones. He subbed to me on Instagram, and I seen his story. I'm like, hey, I reached out to him. I go, would you like to do an interview on my channel? And he said, yeah. And I gave him his story, and he kind of launched a couple videos, and boom, next thing you know, he blew up pretty quick too, and he's still growing. And for those of you who don't know who he is, Todd, Todd, the carnivore cure. He's lost what was it, Brian, 225 pounds in like
Yeah, I
nine
think it was
months.
225. Yeah.
Or 11 months, I think it was, doing carnivore. So
Yeah.
he's definitely done a good job. And I'm actually going to be doing a live stream coming up here in a couple of weeks with him, just to kind of give an update on his story and how things are going. So let's see here. Peking.
See,
Yeah.
I got the game muted, so
Yeah, I do too, pretty
I
much.
can't
So,
hear Herb Street.
yep. So his football knowledge is really good, but yeah, he can be a pain to listen to for sure. Definitely.
Yep. So, who else other than Todd? Anybody else that you want to point out that really inspires you?
You know, there's so many. I like to watch Carnivore Kip. I like his channel. He's fun to watch, entertaining. Homesick Buckeye, I watch his stuff because he makes me laugh, and he's a good dude, and I really like him. And then there's several. I mean, there's Dr. Barry. I watch his once in a while. Homestead How, I watch his, not all the time, but once in a while for sure. Like I said, there's quite a few where maybe I don't catch every episode, but I watch them just to see what's going on in their life and how things are going for them. So I was gonna say, I've watched Becky's channel a few times as well. So definitely. Yeah, yeah, it does really help keep the message in front of you to stay focused for sure. So
Mm-hmm.
yep, Nicole's fun. I
Mm-hmm.
try to watch her stuff too. Definitely, I guess we did live with her and Alia. Not it was a few weeks ago, wasn't it, Brian?
Yeah,
Yeah, we did a
yeah.
live.
I
That
just
was
did
fun.
a live with Nicole last night too. It was just the two of us. W- We went for almost 2 hours, and
I saw that.
I'd say probably half the time we got so off track. I don't even think we were talking about like food and stuff. It was so crazy, but it was a great time.
I also watch your channel, Brian. Pretty regularly. I like to see what you're working on and what you're doing. And yeah, there's a lot of good people in the community, and I love hearing different stories. And it's just kind of fun to see what people are working on and what they're doing. And like I said, I kind of look for maybe some channels that don't have near the exposure, and just I know people are out there working. And I've got an interview with a guy next week that he's just kind of getting going on his story too, and I'll introduce him to my channel and try to see if we can get some more viewers for him. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of people with some great stories to tell, and it's all motivating. So
yeah,
looks like
that's
the
great.
Vikings coughed it up again.
Yeah, just like you though, I've been trying to find people out there that are newer too, just because I want to help get their channel going and get their story out there as well. So I've been trying to do a lot of that as well.
It looks like Becky's wondering if anybody sent in a video for Carrie's 24-hour live stream.
It's this Saturday,
Yeah,
so
I didn't. I
today's.
actually didn't get one sent in. I know.
I didn't either. I've just been so busy, and I figured there's lots of other people out there. Let them share their stories and be good.
Definitely. Hello, carnivore trucker. Brian, what's your Instagram? If you want to
Mm,
post it, Cindy's wondering on that.
I gotta log in and see because I don't even know. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with relaxing, that's for sure. Yes, I watched Carnivore Scott too. He had a great video he put out today, and I tell you what, he's very talented. He's a very good communicator, and he had a good video today. It's very heartfelt. And, if he's on tonight later, try to get on his channel and support him. Even sub to him. He's a really good guy. And he's usually on live late at night. He's usually after 9 o'clock, after a lot of the other lives have happened. But I usually go on there quite a bit and listen to what everybody has to say. So definitely check him out. Oh, definitely. Well, let's see. It's 4th down again. It's still this 3-zip. Eagles are winning with 1:15 left in the first quarter. So kind of surprising. But, if you're just joining us, go ahead and write your favorite team in the comment below. That would be great.
So I got to say, watching football this way is so much better than the old way before I was doing low carb. Well, because I started with keto for a couple months and then went to carnivore, right? So before I was doing that stuff, sitting there eating junk food, potato chips, whatever, pretzels, whatever. Instead, we're over here talking about low carb, how we're getting healthy and everything, and how everybody in the community is getting healthy, and watching the game and not even worrying about eating because I'm not hungry. It's great.
And the Eagles just missed a field goal, so it's
Did they miss it?
Yep.
See, when I asked you earlier about fantasy, I'm pretty sure that their kicker is my fantasy kicker, and he just missed a field goal.
Nice, good job, Becky.
Good. Becky did one.
Yep, that'll be nice to see. So I'd definitely be tuning into that this weekend. That's, I guess, one other thing I will do this weekend. I'll try to tune into the 24-hour live stream as much as I can just to hear what people have to say. So definitely. Hey, if anybody's got any questions, just go ahead and put a Q in front of it and put it in the comments. We'll try to answer as best we can. If there's somebody that inspires you in the community, go ahead and put that in the comments too. It's we're all kind of in this together in a way. To be honest, we're one big family, and that's the way the carnivore community is. And whether you're on keto or low carb, we're all in it together.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I really like about this community, right? Like everybody's willing to support everybody else, and like look at with Carrie Homestead Howe and the project that he's doing with the carnivore diet documentary movie, whatever you want to call it. And he's really putting a lot of time and effort into this movie. And at the same time, he's bringing people onto his channel and promoting them and helping them to get noticed by other people, just to keep the community to keep growing and so forth. And that's something you don't always see in a lot of different communities. But here in this low carb community, you really see it. Everybody's so supportive of everyone. And everybody wants to see everybody succeed. And then when there's people that have like great stories to tell, a lot of the content creators are, really trying to help them to get started with a channel too, so that they can tell their story to more people and so forth. So it's just great.
Yeah, for sure. There's been, I've been on weight loss journeys before, and there's never support like this. I know that. And it's, most people you talk to, they understand what you're going through because they've been through it too. And that really helps.
Yeah, definitely does.
Looks like the Vikings got the ball back, and oh geez, the quarterback's tripping over the lineman's feet again. You think they'd have that worked out by now?
As a Lions fan, that one actually made me smile.
And Becky has a comment. Back in the day, it was zero carb, and I tried to join a Facebook group. It was not welcoming or inclusive of the spectrum. I was grateful for the new grassroots movement and community. Definitely. You'll see that. You'll see negative comments made by people, or they're judging other people. And, that's not good either in some of those communities that I've seen in the past, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And she follows up and says she meant like in the 2010s. I can say that
Yeah.
like on Facebook, there are still some communities like
Oh
that
yeah.
though,
Yep.
because I joined a couple and I never post in them, but just seeing the way that some people will post something and then everybody just starts attacking them, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So I'm in the um man, why do I keep forgetting Cassie and Larry's what is their channel name again? I keep forgetting. Cassie and Larry. Um,
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of it
yeah.
either.
Well, anyway, I'm in their Facebook group and I'm in Sean White's Intentional Carnivore Facebook group, and those two groups are so great. They're very supportive. Um, I try and post in there just to encourage other people and so forth, and everybody's always encouraging people in there. Carnivore Quest.
Oh, yep. There you go. Now that Cindy, now you're familiar to me because I did watch you and Sana on a live stream the other day. So, yep, I am familiar with you. So, I have seen you. I haven't seen your channel though, so I'll have to go check that out. It's up to you for sure if I haven't already.
Yeah, she's been doing the lives with Sana. So I see the game's at a commercial. I have no idea what's been going on.
Oh, we'll see you later, Cindy. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Yeah, anymore there's more commercials than anything when you're watching a game. It's kind of why I've become more of a hockey fan because it's nonstop action pretty much until the end of the period, and then they have you have the two breaks, and then they're at it again. So I've really found that I enjoy hockey a lot more than I used to, and I watch it pretty much all winter.
So in the olden days, they had the Minnesota North Stars. They moved down to Dallas, right, for hockey. So
Yeah. Yep.
who would be your hockey team?
I go with the Minnesota Wild still.
Okay.
Yeah, because once they moved to Dallas, it wasn't the same team. They should have kept the name going, um,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I probably don't have to tell you I'm a Detroit Red Wings fan.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've had
Yeah.
a rough the last few years,
It's
for
been
sure.
rough. Yeah. I mean, they went through that streak like 25 years in a row of making the playoffs, and now it's been like what, 10 years or close to it, 8 years maybe without making the playoffs. It's been rough,
Yeah.
but hopefully they're rebuilding. So we'll see. They made some good moves this offseason. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. How's everybody doing tonight? I think a few people just joined us. Hey, put your favorite team in the comments below. And let's see here. Sorry, I keep putting the wrong one up. There you go. Or if you guys have anybody has any questions, just put a Q in front of the question. We'll be happy to answer it. And the Vikes, nice 8-yard gain on first down, second down, I guess. So, who do your Lions play this week?
I think they're playing Seattle. I don't remember. I think it might be in Detroit. I'm not sure.
You're welcome, Cindy.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I don't know how well I like the Thursday night games. I don't know, especially when my team's playing. I enjoy it I look forward to it on Sunday. Now my Sunday's kind of open. I guess I can watch whatever or do whatever. Or maybe work outside depending on the weather. This time of year, it's a good idea in the next month to get all your outside work done because it starts getting cold. Come the end of October, you want your outside stuff wrapped up. Pretty much.
So the Lions are hosting the Seattle Seahawks on
Oh,
Sunday afternoon.
That should be a good game.
Yeah. Yeah, so where I live in Virginia, it can be weird. Like there have been times on Christmas that we've been outside like in the driveway in shorts because it was like 80 degrees. Um Typically I think in December it's usually like around 50 or so. Um and it's funny because some years we don't really get like any snow and it's fairly warm, and then there's years that we get like just dumped on because we're on the East Coast, right? And you get one of those coastal storms coming up. So I think the biggest snowstorm since I've lived out here that we've had, we got like 33 inches. So it was just short of 3 feet.
Oh wow.
That was a pretty crazy storm. I think that same year we had like 2 feet another time and like 10 inches another time. It was like the most I've ever seen here in Virginia.
Yeah. Looks like Becky's son loves hockey. Yep.
Mm.
Portland has a farm team. That's cool. Winterhawks. I've had season two. We have a local. We have two hockey team actually in our town, and here we're in Iowa, northern Iowa, and I had season tickets quite a few years, and then I don't know. We just got rid of them here a couple years ago. I'd like to go back again, but I need to make some money to buy some tickets. One of these days, hopefully, I'll either go back to work or something. So hopefully, I can get this arthritis kicked so then I can go back to
Mm.
work.
Yeah. So, Greg, other than drinking water, what else do you drink now that you've transferred over to full carnivore?
I usually add the keto chow electrolyte drops to my waters, and usually it's a cup this size that I put water and ice in, and put like one dropper worth of keto chow in there. I only do that probably twice a day, and then otherwise I'll do straight water. And then the other thing is I do sometimes use the Propel sugar-free packets, and I actually had one of those in here because that's all electrolytes too, just to give it some flavor. The only other thing I've had this week is ice. Have you ever heard of the ice waters that
Mhm.
you buy, the sparkling
The
water?
sparkling ice, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if those are. I mean, there's say zero carbs and there's no sugar or anything, and I'm not sure. I guess I've been drinking them. I don't know if it's keto or carnivore approved or not, but I've been drinking them. I don't see why not. I guess, but I tried those this week just as to give me some of that carbonated water because I used to drink quite a bit of pop. So, but
Mm.
the Vikings are in scoring. They're in the red zone. So
So I'm gonna take my hat off here for a second. So
yeah,
I'm gonna lose my headset here.
yep. Justin Jefferson brought it down to like the 5 yard line.
I am not used to wearing a hat. It's just way too hot with this hat on.
Yeah, I'm about the same way. I'm not used to wearing a hat either. Oh,
So
oh, oh, oh.
okay, that was Hawkinson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on my
Touchdown
fantasy team.
Vikings.
He's on my fantasy team, so I'm okay with that one. So
I didn't
Becky has another comment there.
All
The one
right.
about college football.
All right.
There you go. So I got the college jersey. Toledo, I know they're not as big as like Oregon and Oregon and Hawaii, but um I'm also I hate to say this because people are probably gonna be picking on me, but I'm a big Alabama fan. I've
Oh,
always been, even when I was a kid. So it's not just because they've been really good. I remember when I was a kid, Bear Bryant was their head
yeah.
coach.
I remember that
So
legendary hat that he had
yeah, yeah.
on the sideline. But yeah, that there's I like college football anymore pretty well. I don't know, I'm mixed on the NIL stuff because it seems like a lot of the
Mm,
athletes are going to whatever school, and I think that's going to ruin the game. But
yeah.
that's a whole nother story. But it's one of those things that I do like college football, and yeah, let's see here. Ducks playing
It's
Hawaii. That'd be a fun trip to go watch them play. Of
yeah.
course, Hawaii's
It's
got a lot of stuff going on right now too. So
it's funny because I'm a big Alabama fan and my son is a huge Auburn fan and they're like the biggest rivals.
yeah,
So that's always a fun afternoon at our house.
Oh yeah. Is there any what other big games are going on this weekend in college football? Do you know offhand?
Mm,
I guess I don't. I'm not sure.
I don't know if there really are any really big games. There could be.
There you go, Dan. How about that? We got a touchdown. Skull Vikings.
Oh, there's two college games going on right now.
Is there?
Miami Hurricanes.
Okay.
They're beating Bethune-Cookman 34-0 in the second quarter, and Memphis and Navy are tied 14-14 just before halftime.
Oh yeah. There we go.
So let's see what's
You're probably
big
familiar with the
this
Iowa
weekend.
State head coach because wasn't he the coach of Toledo, Campbell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt Campbell.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I knew Campbell and Alex Golish, who was his offensive coordinator, and then he moved on and he was at Tennessee as the offensive coordinator, and now he's the head coach at South Florida. So I
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of knew both of them.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. Like most of the top 25 teams are not playing anybody else that's ranked. It looks like South Carolina at Georgia, but South Carolina is not ranked. Georgia's so good, they're just going to probably destroy them. They lost to them last year, I think so. Or maybe they didn't lose to them, but it was a close game. I can't remember. Georgia went undefeated last year, didn't they? Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
think
did.
so. Yep.
I think they did. Yeah, I don't know. This is like one of those weeks. Oh, Tennessee against Florida. That's kind of. I see
Oh,
the Hawaii
Vikings.
Oregon game. That's at 8 o'clock at night.
Oh.
Is that another interception or is that the
No,
one
it
from
was a
before?
replay. I was
That was from
wondering
before.
myself there
Okay.
for a second, but it is 7-3 with
Yeah.
10:39 left in the second quarter. Vikings are leading.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that? I was looking at the different things, but Becky said roll tide.
Yeah, right
Alabama.
here. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Carnivore Kip, he likes Alabama.
Oh, does he? I've
Yeah,
never
he's a
paid
big Bama.
it. Man, he has been doing so great, hasn't he? He's
Yeah,
lost so
he
much
has.
weight. He's running now. That's crazy.
I wish I was his age and out there running, but I don't think I could do it now.
I've never been a good runner, so
I was more believe it or not, I was probably more when I was younger, I was pretty good with distance. I wasn't that fast, but I could run a long time, but I played college football too, so I kind of had to be in shape and lifted a lot of weights, and it was fun. I wouldn't want to do it again. I think that's why I have so many arthritis problems today, to be honest. You know, the Vikings are holding their own so far against the Eagles.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of worries me as a Lions fan.
I don't know. They're going to be pretty good. Obviously, you know, the Chiefs didn't have Kelsey at tight end, but,
Yeah.
you know, I still think that was a quality win for Detroit. In the past, Detroit would have lost that game. So,
Definitely. They would have found a way to lose.
yeah. Oh, the Vikings came to play. Yeah, the only thing I'll say is here Bama took like the biggest Iowa recruit last year. He was committed to go to Iowa, big lineman, and I guess he starts at Alabama. He's going to be an NFLer, but just a huge kid. But yeah, he committed to Iowa, and then they stole him away at Bama. I suppose they offered him more money to go, which is why I don't like it. That's why I don't like the NIL money that well.
Yeah.
Especially for the teams that are, you know, have the tradition and the money and the power, they're always going to get all the good players. Will the Steelers hold their own against the Browns? You know, that game surprised me that the Steelers got beat up like they did. As you know, I was telling Brian on I don't know if you guys, any of you caught our preseason football picks that we had here a few weeks ago. The Steelers was going to be I think they were going to be one of my surprise teams that they're going to do a little better than what everybody thought. And then they came out and got whipped this last week. So I don't know what to think. The Browns are pretty tough. So
Yeah, the Browns looked good
depends which
last week.
Steelers team shows up, I guess, on that one. I've got a friend he likes the Steelers and the Vikings pretty well. I know he was really disappointed in the Steelers and the Vikings last weekend. So,
Yeah. So, Greg, what do you got on tap to eat tomorrow? You got it planned out yet?
I know usually we do, but with my daughters coming home, I'm not sure. The only thing I'll say too, I guess, you asked me earlier what else is going on this weekend. I almost forgot. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow. So I'm not
Congratulations.
sure if we'll go out to eat maybe tomorrow night since the girls are home. If we do, I'll definitely have to order meat wherever we go. So
How are you going to handle the cake situation?
we probably won't have cake.
Oh, that's the best way to handle it then.
Yep, I'll maybe take her for ice cream or something so she can have that. But actually, last weekend I have to confess, since I knew I was going to be starting carnivore on, I think it was Friday night. I think we went out to eat, but I did go for ice cream because I hadn't had it for a few months. It actually sat well with me, and I didn't have any issues with it. But I said after that, it's like, well, I won't be having this for a while again. So I'm glad I had it. It was good, but it's one of those things that that's not something I'll do very often. So I would really like to try some of the carnivore ice cream. I've been hearing a couple different recipes for that, and I might have to try that sometime.
Yeah.
Something else I got a sauce that is carnivore that I'm going to do a video on it and share it with everyone because I have not seen anybody do it yet. Actually, my buddy Dan from the Country Pilgrim, he has a sauce channel too. And he mentioned it to me because I said I was looking for something for carnivore, and he showed it to me. I'm not going to reveal it here, but I'm going to do a video on it, and then but it's technically carnivore sauce, so you could put it on eggs, you could put it on meat, you could put it on salmon. So, and it would fall in the carnivore category. So I'm going to put a video together on how to make it and do that because as a carnivore, it's tough to find sauces, and I think this might be something that would work good for people. So
Yeah.
it can go on eggs too. So
Becky's got another comment there about doing chuck roast for tomorrow. There you go. Yeah, I love doing chuck
oh yeah.
roast. Instant pot or just the old style crock pot or whatever. I actually more recently did a sous vide on a chuck roast. And it was pretty good that way. But I think I actually like it better like slow cooked in like an
Mm-hmm.
instant pot or well, instant pot is quicker obviously, but or like the crock pot or whatever. The last time I think that I made chuck roast was like I don't know, about a week ago. I had it in a crock pot and it was
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
definitely.
And the chuck roasts are great because you can do some really big chuck roasts so you can have leftovers for it, so it can be more than one meal and
Yeah. I think I'm kind
works
of
great.
saving that stuff for wintertime just because I fire up my griddle every night. I have a Blackstone griddle and I cook on there about every night. And once wintertime rolls around here in Iowa, I won't be out there on the griddle cooking my food. So I'll
Yeah.
definitely do a lot more crock pot type cooking. So I guess you could say I'm kind of saving that a little bit. Same thing with the other day, I found a couple of pork butts, I'm gonna smoke those, but I also those work great in the crock pot too to make pulled pork, for sure.
I saw that video. You got a crazy deal on those.
Yeah, and it's during the day. I just go and you got to look around the bunkers. You look for the special stickers, or and you can usually, and then you look at the price. And it's like magic that they're usually a day or two from being expired.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just got to look a little bit when you're in there and always look around because you might find a deal that you can't pass up, especially if you're just going to throw it in the freezer anyways. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You save a ton of money. I think I might take the hat off
So
too.
so Becky's talking about making mayo with bacon grease. I've never tried it with bacon grease, but Two Crazy Ketos had a butter mayonnaise recipe that I got from them, and I tried before, and I thought it was pretty good. Um, it maybe was a little strong the way that I did it, so I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what would be the best thing. So maybe the bacon grease one will be better. I liked the butter one, but I don't know. It just seemed a little bit too strong to me, like too buttery, like too much, too much butter at once or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Becky was saying she needs a man and his grill, smoker, and outdoor griddle. Well, you never know. The carnivore community is pretty close knit. You just never know.
Oh, here comes a quarterback sneak, right?
Yeah, he made it in there too. It looks like. I'm guessing.
Uh,
No, did they blow it
yeah.
dead?
See, you're like he made it in there. Like 2 seconds later, I see him going.
I don't know. Yeah, he must have made it in there. Wait,
It
no,
looked
there's a
like he did.
timeout. So timeout
Oh, they
first.
call timeout.
Yeah,
Oh,
somebody. I think the Vikings must have.
yeah, Minnesota.
I was wondering. It didn't look like it was going to be a.
Hmm.
You saw Rod make that Brian was talking about. Becky. Yeah.
Yeah, the butter mayo.
Yeah. If any of you have any questions, feel free to shout them out.
Yeah.
Whether it's football, whether it's food, whether it's diet.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you ate today too. It'd be interesting to see what everybody ate in their low carb or carnivore journeys. All right, here we go. Here comes the quarterback sneak. He got in. You probably already saw that 2 seconds ago, but
Oh, I just seen the touchdown thing come up, but
okay, yeah.
Eagles scored. Looks like there's 2:44 left in the second quarter. Right now it's 9-7 with the Eagles kicking the extra point here. Gonna try that. Um, that was quite the QB sneak. That quarterback's a pretty big guy, so it doesn't surprise me that he made it in there.
The Eagles are great at the quarterback sneak. I've never seen a team that's so successful like they are all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, they ran a lot of them last year, as I recall, too. I mean, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's many other lives going on right now or not. I guess I haven't been on to know.
I think I did see one that was going on. Let me see. There might be a couple. Oh yeah, there's a couple.
Becky, she
Yeah.
has 6 eggs, a whole package of carved turkey, ribeye, and some pork rinds, a tiny bit of guac. That's for today. I love turkey, man. That's I know one thing. That's something I deep fry a turkey for Thanksgiving, and I think I will still do that. But I think I'm also going to smoke a turkey breasts and try that because I don't know. I'd rather probably eat that instead of the fried turkey, just for the fact that it's so amazing. Though there's never leftovers; it's all gone, melts in your mouth. But it's probably not as healthy with the oil in there. But
Yeah.
Dr. Chafee
Yeah.
just started.
There's like not counting our live, there's like 3 other lives going on right now. And one of them, like she just said, is Dr. Anthony Chafee's.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
a lot. And so that's one of the things, like the community is growing more and more, but because of that, there's more live streams going on.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of trying to figure out when to do lives. And there's usually multiple lives going on at the same time. So then you're like, okay, how do I hit multiple ones at the same time? Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to miss it. But the good thing, I guess, is you can always go back and watch the replay. So I've
Yeah.
done that before.
Yep, definitely. Ours is probably a little more of a niche with talking football and low carb, but it's all good though. I mean, because we just want to try to bring people in and have them talk about whatever, ask questions, and have a good time. The game's been it's been pretty quiet, pretty much, but not,
Yeah.
obviously Eagles scored here, so I need to probably watch a little more of Anthony Chafee stuff. I just don't seem to have time to get it all in, especially when you're busy making your own videos and editing and doing interviews. And it's just hard to squeeze it all in sometimes. And then, you still got to make time for the family, make time for my
Yeah.
wife and, yeah, replays
Yeah.
are good.
Anthony Chafee is great. He's I don't know if you've watched very many of his videos, but he's just got that like calming voice no matter what. It's like, like I've talked about on my channel sometimes where over time here over this last year, 14 months now, whatever, I've noticed myself get calmer. Well, you can tell that he's been doing the carnivore diet for a long time because he's just like so calm with everything. It's crazy. Like, I feel like you could tell him like the building he's in is on fire, and he'd be like, "Okay,
Okay. Yeah. He's
that's kind of
definitely got,
interesting."
yeah,
You
he's
know?
definitely got that
Okay.
personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to watch a little Sean Baker. I watch him, a little bit of Chafee, a little bit, probably a little bit of all the doctors. The only one I haven't been watching as much lately, and I used to watch a lot of him, is Dr. Berg. I used to watch a lot of his stuff, but not so much anymore. It's one of those things that I watch some of the other ones quite a bit, but I like to watch other people's channels too, just to see what they have to say and.
Yeah, his voice is very calming. So. Yeah, Dr. Berg, that's a good one. Yeah, I watched his channel a little bit, but not a whole lot. But so did you see the video that just came out? Was it yesterday, I think, where he said that YouTube is hiding his content because of the WHO organization, the World
Oh,
Health
they're censoring his
Organization.
stuff.
Yeah, so supposedly they're not gonna like give you a strike or anything for saying something that goes against what the World Health Organization says, but they're gonna not promote your content as much out there. So I guess that's something that if that starts happening, we just need to double down and be even stronger as a community. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I should probably go over to Rumble sometime, and if you make videos for one, you might as well make them for the other, and put some more content out there too. Plus, there's more another audience. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
that are loyal to Rumble too. So, yeah, I just don't think people should be censored. That's for sure. That's just not right at all.
Yeah. Especially, like if they've got like a disclaimer and they're saying like this is not medical advice, you need to talk to your doctor, whatever, this is just sharing my experiences or whatever, that they should not be censoring that. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yep, exactly. It's a 2-minute warning. I think the Vikings are trying to move the ball.
So you said that you watched Dr. Berg a lot. So
I used to, not
salads?
so much anymore. He's one where I started learning more about keto, I guess, and trying to understand that. Because when I came into this, I knew low carb. I'm not mobile. I couldn't walk a lot, and I couldn't exercise. I'm like, well, I need something that's going to be low carb, probably keto. And early on, I was doing a lot of net carbs. I was actually counting net carbs when I first started, and I think a lot of people do that. But you find out, after a while, it's like, well, that stuff's not the healthiest for you. And you really need to look at the total carbs, not the net. Um, so don't get me wrong though, I lost weight counting net carbs too, but at the same time, I mean, I guess, as I've gotten more experienced, I realized now just count regular carbs and go with that. And that,
Mm.
it worked. And it was nice because early on when I started, I didn't have to be quite so strict. I would make pizza on a low carb crust. I'd use a low carb tortilla as a pizza crust.
Mm.
So, and I did a lot of that and lost weight. So it's one of those things. I think it's great when people are starting out to do that and the weight comes off a little easier, anyways. At least it did for me. I think the first 2 months I lost like 30, does it 35 pounds roughly? Something like that. It was
Yeah.
quite a bit. 15 pounds, I think. Yeah, the first 2 weeks I was down like 20, like, let's see, it was 10. Yeah, it's 15 pounds down in 2 weeks. But I think I was like 35 pounds down for, I can't remember if it's 60 or 90 days.
Mm.
And I was trying to keep it under 20 regular carbs. And sometimes I was net carbs is more like 20 and I was more like 50 for the regular carbs. But, I was able to take the weight off. So let's see.
Mm.
The Vikings have it on about the 48, their own 48, and 3rd and 1. And they got the first down. Minute 12 left. That's awesome. Your friend lost 25 pounds on keto. Yep. Yeah, I pretty much
Yeah.
lost 85 on it. So, I mean, it does work for people. And that's the thing. I mean, um, obviously there's different variations. And, some people say dirty keto, ketovore, they're all low carb. I guess that's the one nice thing about all these diets. They're all considered low carb. Some are pretty much zero carb, like a carnivore diet, but, and that's what's nice about it because they all are a low carb diet. And hence, low carb football party.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah, that's great though. 25 pounds. That's she's got to feel a lot better. That's awesome.
Yeah. For some reason, don't I don't know why, but I didn't do as well on keto. I did. I think in like a couple of months there, I lost like 15 pounds. So I lost some, but it wasn't. I don't know. For some reason, I needed to go to carnivore. I needed to go pretty much all carbs. Like I always feel my best when all carbs. I mean, no carbs. I always do my best when I'm not eating any carbs at all. So and I seem to do best with my weight loss, fat loss, so forth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I recommend any local I must say I've got a friend yeah, actually he's come in on some of our lives, Brad. Him and his wife are type 1 diabetics. So they take insulin and between the two of them now they lost over 80 pounds since the beginning of the year on a low carb diet. He says he does about 50 carbs. Uh, but they've been able to both of them take it off and they're pretty much at their goal weight. And he just says, I can't believe the doctors and dietitians have not been telling diabetics to do low carb diets because he said he's been able to manage his insulin better than ever. I
Mm.
actually am going to probably interview him this next month. He's going to get his blood work back, and I'm going to bring him on because my diabetic knowledge isn't that great. Where he's been dealing with it since he was 19 years old. So, and both his wife and him are diabetic type 1. So he's going to kind of report on his numbers and where he's at. But he's been kind of tracking it all, and he's going to go back to his doctors and say, why are you not talking about low carb diets for people that are diabetic? Because there's been so many benefits to it. So
Yeah. The thing that gets me is like I've seen stories of people that have lost good amount of weight and they go in to see their doctor and they're like, "Oh, your cholesterol is high though. You can't do that diet."
right,
And it's like, okay, first of all, I think we should be getting to the point that we should realize that cholesterol is not the problem that it's been made out to be.
right,
Um, and the fact that somebody might have lost 80 pounds, let's say, um, you're telling them to stop doing what helped them lose 80 pounds and feel better and not have pain that they had before. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand what they're thinking with that. That some of these doctors, they're so ingrained in them to stay away from eating meat and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Let's go Vikings. Come on. Oh, here we go. 46 seconds left. Yeah, I think Becky, that'll be a good interview, definitely for someone who's. I'm really looking forward to it. I probably should get a hold of him and see when we can get that set up because I think he told me October. We'll get that set up because I think a lot of people could benefit from what he has to say just because he's experienced it and. He could probably help some people out because I know he's barely taking any insulin. He still will have to take insulin, but he's been able to manage everything just by eating pretty well. So it's been fun to see him lose, and he himself has lost 40 some pounds. I know. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he might even be up around. Actually, I think he's over 50 now. So definitely, and then his wife took off some weight too. So. I haven't talked about my wife much. I kind of introduced her in one of my videos this week. Not that she was live, but I showed some pictures of her and talked about her a little bit. She's lost 30 pounds, and most of hers was done with fasting. Back in December, January, she'd just come home and eat a normal supper. Of course, then once I got going on keto, oh no, what is that going to be called? Oh, the Vikings are going to be inside the one. I thought he fumbled it out of the end zone, so I'm like, is that going to be a touchback?
They were talking about it. I don't know.
They're going to have to replay that one, I think.
Yeah.
Depends if he stepped out. Or did he cross the plane?
That's the thing. I don't know if he did or not.
This will be interesting. Boy, I don't know what the private call is what it is on the field, I'm guessing. Oh, it looks like a fumble out of the end zone. That's going to be a fumble.
It definitely does. That's going to be a touchback, isn't it?
I think it'll be touchback, Eagles ball, which is going to be terrible.
Wow.
Isn't it crazy how the ball just bounces a certain way and you're out of luck? It's a game of inches.
Yeah. See, from there, the last one that they just showed, it kind of looked like his hand might have still been on it. But the previous one, I don't think his hand was on it. Yeah, see, his hand's out. I think it's going to be a fumble and then a touchback.
There he's still, well, I think he's down, though. Is he down there, though? I wonder. I think he knows. I think it's going to be a touchback.
I don't think he was out. Yeah, that look at his face right there.
Oh, dang it. They've turned the ball over like a few times already. I lost track, but Becky said it happened to her last year. Doctor said, no way I can fix my cholesterol with diet and exercise. The thing is, it doesn't need fixed. She did take T2 off my chart, though. So, yeah, I think my doctor, he's all about he's kind of a younger guy, but he's done keto himself for like a year. But he told me that he had to go off it because it had something to do with his cholesterol numbers. And he said it's a very rare amount of people that their number like doubles or triple. It goes up into the hundreds. He said usually it's a skinny guy like me, though.
Hyper responder. Yeah.
Yep. So he had to go off the keto diet, but he's all for the carnivore diet. He just told me, make sure you eat some organ meat. I had some liver yesterday morning. I'll have some more probably tomorrow because I have some extra liver. I don't want to go crazy on it. It's not my favorite thing to eat anyways, but it's probably good for the nutrients in there. But for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't think doctors are perfect by any means on what the advice they give us. And I mean, I had a doctor tell me once that the only way I'd lose weight is if I had surgery. Well, almost 90 pounds later, it's like, well, I don't think that's the case. I think they're human.
That's like
obviously they may not be familiar with the proper human diet either. So
yeah, that's like my AFib.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing that I had with the heart, where start beating really fast and slow and then fast and so forth. And they told me that it would get worse as time went on, and really the only thing I could do is they could do an ablation where they go in and burn out like the spots in your heart that might be causing the signals to get messed up. Um, but they're like, there's nothing else that you're going to be able to do. Like, you can try and lose weight and so forth, and it might help a little bit, but it's not, it's still going to just keep getting worse.
The
And
calls
they
looks like the Vikings are going to have the ball.
really,
Yeah, I couldn't. I should have had the volume up. I couldn't hear it, but
are
they.
they saying it was out of bounds at the one? Because it sure don't look like it.
Let's see here.
It's definitely out.
Let's see what happens here. But I just seen
I
the
don't.
Vikings
It's
offense
got to
going
be a
back on the field.
touchback.
Is it? Let's see here.
So anyway, let me go back to the AFib thing. It definitely was getting worse until I went on carnivore, and it says 1st and 10. It's got to be Philadelphia's ball. Yeah, turnover.
I still haven't heard. I didn't have my volume on, and I didn't really
Yeah,
see
I
it.
got it muted too, but it's got to be. See, Jefferson's
Oh
over there
yeah, it's
looking
Eagles
upset.
ball. It's a touchback. Yep,
There you go.
that sucks.
So anyway, it was to the point that I was having a couple of episodes a week, and now after doing carnivore, it's been over a year since I've had an episode. But supposedly, there was no way I was going to improve it like that unless I had an ablation done, which I did not. I just cut out sugar and processed foods is what I did.
Are you familiar with cayenne pepper?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you there's a lot of I've been seeing a lot of articles where that really heals the inside, like it'll heal ulcers and everything else if if you consume it. And it also does something with your blood vessels in your heart and so forth, like clogged arteries. Now, how much
Hmm.
of that is true, I don't know, but I've been seeing more information on it, and I'm just kind of curious if you'd seen anything like that or not.
Yeah, I have not. So Becky talking about her ex having had AFib and had the ablation, it was effective. I've definitely heard that from people that have had an ablation, that it's worked pretty well. Um, there is one person I saw more recently that had posted on one of my videos that they had the ablation done and it helped, and then it started coming back again after that. Um, so I think maybe that is something with it comes back if you're still not eating the right foods type thing. I don't know. As most people say that the ablation does seem to work, but
Hmm.
I guess if you're still eating bad, eventually it's going to come back. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've heard this nerve up here has a lot to do with it. Like it sends when you have like insulin resistance, it sends the signals to your brain wrong for your heartbeat, and then that's what causes you to go into the AFib. Like it messes up the signals.
Yeah. People are
Yeah.
addicted to carbs. It's easy to do. I mean,
Yeah.
sugar, chocolate was always my weakness for. I haven't really missed it though. Thank goodness.
Hmm.
It's not unnormal. It was normal for me to eat chocolate every day, back when I was doing my old ways. Looks like the Eagles are almost in field goal range already.
Oh wow. Hmm.
So Brian, did you figure out the halftime show today?
The halftime show. I don't know, but so let me show you guys this. This is from my old days of eating, right? This little football thing here, right? Oh, here we go. Get you on the screen. But here's the bad thing with this, right? When I originally had this was for like, I think it was like New Year's or something like that, right? And it was filled with like M&Ms or something like that. So I still have it, but I'm like, what am I gonna put in this? Like, you can't put a steak in there very well, right? So it's just kind of for show now. And I brought it out today because I knew we were going to be doing this low carb football party thing. But I don't have anything in it, so I don't know what to use it for anymore. Maybe I can make it like, I don't know. Can you put change in this? I could probably put change in this.
If you're a keto, you could do almonds or something.
Yeah.
Maybe the slots aren't big enough, but
Yeah, it could probably do almonds. Yeah, I don't know. But I've been staying away from all kinds of nuts.
yeah.
The only one I know for sure that I have a problem with is peanuts. But peanuts will, or peanut butter will make my joints hurt.
Hmm.
So I've had to stay away from it. And now that I'm doing carnivore,
Yeah.
it's easier to stay away from it. But I used to have peanut butter all the time, and then I couldn't figure out why I was sore.
That's what's nice about a diet elimination diet. You find out real quick the foods that don't work with you, or don't sit with you. And before, when you're eating so many things, you have no idea what's causing you the problems or the issues. So that's what's nice about it, I guess. You can eliminate, what does bother you. So I'm realizing now, after being on carnivore since Sunday, those taco salads I was eating were not agreeing with me. Something in those was upsetting my stomach, because I've not had problems like that. So, and I haven't been eating them. So the taco
Did you
salad, eliminating that helped me a lot.
did you have like refried beans or anything like that in
Nope,
it?
I always said no beans, double them. I usually get this. I ordered them from a fast food joint, and what the order was deluxe taco salad, no beans, double the meat, and then whatever hot sauce they had, whether it be mild or medium or green chili, um,
Hmm.
and then a side of ranch. That's how I would order it. So, and the Eagles just kicked a field goal, so it's 13-7 halftime.
Halftime, yeah. Hmm.
So that's how I do the order. But and my wife would get them too, and I lost weight eating them, had no problems, no issues. But other than my stomach, once in a while would give me a hard time. So it just, the salad would run right through me. It's like, and especially the last few times, it's like, you know what? I think the salad's a problem. So, and sure enough,
Hmm.
after being on carnivore this week, I'm pretty sure that the salad was a problem. So
Hmm.
definitely.
And that's funny because like before you were doing low carb or even probably at low carb before you're doing carnivore, like everybody tells you that salad is so good for you, right?
Right.
But it goes back to Dr. Anthony Chafee. The plants are trying to kill you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. Makes me
Yeah.
think
And
of that movie
I
that has
used to,
the
I
plant that
used
was
to
trying
eat,
to eat people. Sorry.
sorry. I used to eat a lot of baby spinach. And I would do like 1 to 2 cups of baby spinach and make a salad basically out of that. And then I heard that spinach has a lot of oxalates in them, but that was something that I used to do for years here. And here I am thinking I'm eating healthy, but at the same time I'm like a really big guy and very overweight and stuff. And um now I don't eat salads and I'm getting healthier.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask you, Brian. I think you kind of maybe hinted earlier, but how many? It sounded like you'd like to lose 100 pounds. Is that right? Is that kind of your goal weight?
yeah, I mean, I don't know that I really have a goal. I know that losing weight is gonna happen over time, right? As long as I'm doing the right things and I'm losing body fat and so forth. That's the key for me, is losing the body fat and getting healthier, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think I probably need to get to 100 pounds. So I'm like 77, 78 pounds right now of weight loss. So, another 25 pounds would probably put me at a pretty good spot, I think.
Sure.
Um, but, who knows? I might need to lose a little more than that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
I
it's just
guess,
hard to say.
and that's looking at my goal. Maybe the people who are on now weren't on earlier, but this morning I weighed at 300.8 pounds. I started this journey at 389.2. So I'm thinking in the next day or two, I should probably go below 300. I'm hoping. And then, originally I set my goal at, I want to be 250 pounds. And my theory behind that 250 pounds was, in high school, and I actually right out of college, I played college football. I lost weight down to like 230 pounds. I really couldn't go any lower. So my thought was, well, I'll be 250 because I'm going to have some extra skin and stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to go lower than that. So that's why I set my goal at 250. However, I'm kind of like you. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go as low as I can as long as I'm healthy. And if I can go down to 210, great, I'd take it. But if I can't get below 250, I'm okay with that too. I just, as long as I'm healthy and look healthy, then that's all that matters to me. And I am healthy, so that's kind of where I'm at. And, it's kind of funny. I am embarrassed to even share this, but when I was at my doctor's appointment here like a month ago, I asked him, I go, where was I at my heaviest? And I said, I think I tipped the scale over 400 pounds. He goes, yep, 2018, you were 403 pounds. So, it's like, now I'm over 100 pounds since then, that I've lost. So it feels pretty good, but, I've got a ways to go yet. And Brian, I probably told you I lost like 80 pounds before and got down. I want to say I was like 290. This was probably back in 2010. And I was working out 3 to 4 times a week at the Y and eating about 1,300 calories a day. But I really busted my butt in the gym. I was doing continuous triathlons. At the time I was younger. I was like 38 years old when I was doing that, and I could do it. But after a couple of years, I started gaining, the weights just started creeping back up and got into my old habits. And next thing you know, I'm not going to the gym, and there I am back where I was. But this time is going to be different with, the food knowledge and understanding. It's like, well, I won't have any problems getting the weight down and continue past that. So, and hopefully I'm able to, as I, get a little more mobile, I'm able to do a little bit more exercises, or eventually maybe join the Y and go to the pool or something that's a little more low impact. And physical therapy, I'm getting stronger every time I go, and that's been going good. I can't complain about that. It's helped me a lot. So we'll see how things go, but I'm optimistic for my future, I guess. So
yeah.
If anybody has any questions, go ahead and shout them out, put a Q in front of it, and anything you want to talk about, football, low carb food, keto, carnivore.
I'm knocking my microphone over. Sorry about that.
Brian, we're an hour and 42 minutes into this already. We're doing pretty good, Just think how the 24-hour live one this weekend. That'll be fun.
Well, they're gonna have a lot of people going in and out though, so that'll make it, Yeah.
Homestead How was that a 12-hour live stream they did, or 10 hours or whatever? That was I think it was
something like that.
Yeah, that was, I watched quite a bit of that when they did that. So that was fun.
Yeah, I was out of town that day. I was driving my son to his I was driving a U-Haul or whatever, to the new place he was moving into.
Everything's been going good with your kids in college and stuff. I know. Good deal.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment, isn't it? Not having no kids at home.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yep, it's definitely a little bit different here too. So for sure. I'm surprised at this game. The Vikings are keeping as close as they are. I didn't think it'd be this close. I mean, they still have a chance to win this game. I mean, he doesn't fumble it there, and they got the lead going into the half. So
yeah, the Eagles, I don't know. They weren't that impressive against the Patriots either. So maybe last year they just played out of their minds, and they're still going to be good this year, but not as good. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
I would like to go back to my picks that we made here a few weeks ago. Now that Aaron Rodgers got hurt by the Jets.
Hey, they still won though, right?
They did. but that was, I picked the Jets to be in the Super Bowl with the Niners, and of course that was with a healthy Aaron Rodgers, which they don't have. So it's probably going to be somebody else. I don't think it'll be Buffalo. I would probably say Cleveland is going to be much better than I had thought. Possibly. We'll see. I'm not. I didn't look at the picks again just to adjust, but definitely now that the Jets have, unless they have a QB step forward, I mean, I don't see them making it there. They'll be a pretty decent team though. Brees Hall was tearing it up. He looked really good considering he just had a
Mhm.
torn ACL last fall. So
Yeah.
he looked good the other night.
Yeah. The Browns are definitely intriguing. I'm just used to the Browns somehow messing it up. So let's see what happens this year. But they're kind of like the Lions, where they find some way
Mhm.
to lose and blow it.
They got one of the old Viking coaches too. So,
Mhm.
oh, let's see. I'm just trying to think if there's any other questions we got for anybody. Do you have any questions that you want to throw out there, Brian? Or I can even create a banner if you want.
Um, so I don't remember if I don't think I've asked you this one. I think I've asked other people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is something that I did a live stream with Dave Mack, and he asked me this question, and he was asked this
Was it
question
the
and
Mount
it's a
Rushmore?
different one. Yeah, did I ask you
Yeah,
that
you
one?
asked me that
I
one.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, so I think we already know then our Mount Rushmores, but anybody that's in the chat, who
Yeah.
would be on your carnivore Mount Rushmore, or even just make it a low carb, since this is a low carb football party, your low carb Mount Rushmore. And I'll even remind everybody what I had said. Mine was uh, Dr. Ken Berry and Dr. Anthony Chafee, and then Professor Bart Kay, and then it was Dave Mack, because I wanted to pick somebody from the community that was just a regular, ordinary
Mm-hmm.
person like myself. And he, like I had said before, he's somebody that really inspired me in. I started watching his videos early on, so I picked him for my fourth Mount Rushmore person. So anybody out there, put in the chat who is your Mount Rushmore. And do you remember what your four were?
A lot of mine were the doctors. I think I did hear someone answer that the other day. They put Sean White on it
Mm,
just for his story and motivating. And I've even heard Aaliyah Wells or Aaliyah. Is it Alia Wells?
Elia.
Yeah, I've someone mentioned her. I know, and just some of the ones I was watching, or people would answer that question. Um, there's definitely a lot of good people out there that could go. They're very deserving to be up there for sure. Here we go.
Yeah, but
Becky
you got to get
Sharon.
this.
Yeah,
Dr. Weidman, Kelly
I,
Hogan, Anthony
I
Chafee,
wouldn't
Dr.
disagree
Berry.
with you for sure. Those are all good ones.
Yep. Yep. And I got another question for you. So while anybody's out there in the chat, you can go ahead and put your Mount Rushmore in there. And then while we're doing that, Greg, what are your thoughts on salt on the carnivore or low carb diet, and how much salt have you been using?
I definitely, since I've been doing carnivore, I use probably a little bit more than I did when I was doing keto. Just for the fact that I know I need it and I'm putting it on the meat and stuff. But I've always used salt in most of my meals all along. So I do have the Redmond salt. I use that. I really like that. It's definitely got a different flavor to it. It's definitely not as fine. But it does have some really nice flavor. I enjoy that. So I put that on my meat. Um, you know, I'll say this on carnivore. If I was going to have if something that I would probably, what do I want to say? I don't want to say cheat, but if I was gonna bend the rules, it would probably be on spices. I try to keep sugar, no sugar in my spice. But there's some things I would probably, I wouldn't hesitate. Oh, I'll go ahead and put a little of that on. It's not going to kill me. The other thing is, I guess if I was going to probably bend the rules, it would be a sauce once in a while, but probably not. I mean, I don't know. I've been pretty strict this week and trying to stay true to carnivore pretty much the whole week. And so far, I can't complain. I mean, Sunday I weighed in at like 307, and this morning I was 300.8. So granted, I mean, I was at 302 at one point, but I kind of fluctuate. And when you're over 300 pounds, you can fluctuate a few pounds either way pretty easy sometimes. So, but I would say, as I was kind of stuck, I would say this week though, I was 307 something, and yeah, this morning I was 300.8. So, and Sunday's the full week at it. So hopefully, I could easily drop 10 pounds probably, or close to it this week, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I ate those 2 New York strip tonight, and I said to myself, I don't usually do that. And that's, I hear everybody eats, a couple pounds of meat. And it's like, man, I'm not even close to that. How am I going to do this? And especially when I've been doing kind of OMAD anyways. So, the only thing I'll say is along about 3-4 o'clock, a lot of times I'll have piece of summer sausage, as like a snack or a slice of bacon to get me to supper. So I guess that's the snacking that I would do right now. But still, it's not like I'm eating a second meal. But, maybe tomorrow I probably will, because I'll probably have a little bit of liver with some eggs for lunch. And then I'm not sure on supper yet. I've got pork chops that we can have, or if we go out to eat, I'll have a slice of meat or something. I see it already kicked off for the second half here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Looks like we got another question here. Hello, Eric.
Dr. Barry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Barry's probably going to be on everybody's Mount Rushmore, don't you think?
I would say so. Definitely. I would say so. Doctor, yeah.
So one thing that you were talking about, I want to bring up here. You mentioned that people talk about eating a couple pounds, 2-3 pounds of meat, and you can't do that. It seems to me like the longer you're carnivore, the more you can eat. And I don't know exactly what that is. I mean, one theory I can think of would be maybe.
Sorry, another turnover.
Oh my gosh! Well, the Vikings do turn the ball over a lot so far this year, don't they?
Those sacking cousins.
Yeah, that defense.
Jeez.
So, one theory for me is that a lot of people, when they first go over to low carb or carnivore, they have a lot of weight to lose. They have a lot of body fat, right? And I think that they're converting a lot of that fat. They're burning it to use it as energy, right? And that's why that's why people, I think, going into carnivore and low carb tend to lose a lot of weight really quickly, because they're burning that fat and they're not eating as much. And then when you have less of that fat, and again, this is just kind of my theory. Yeah, I'm not a doctor here, but when you have less of that fat left, you end up eating more to burn your energy, right? Because you don't have the fat stores that you're using for burning energy. So that's kind of my theory with it.
Mm-hmm.
That I think maybe as you go on and you're a little bit thinner, that you end up eating a little more.
That makes sense.
And because like I will see like Alia before has been talking about eating a couple of pounds of meat, and I'm like, I don't know that I could eat that much. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know that I could eat that much, but I still have a decent amount of body fat to lose, and especially in the belly. And maybe when I lose that, I will need more meat, more energy. So
no, I think it makes a lot of sense. Definitely. Yeah, and I'm concerned about the scale tomorrow now after eating those 2 big New York strips, but at the same time I probably shouldn't worry about it, because it's like, well, it's part of it. But like I said, I don't usually eat that much meat in one sitting like that. So we'll
I
see.
can
But
I can tell you that there have been days that I feel like I didn't eat that much, but I had a little bit of carb and I gained like a pound. And then there's been days that I ate like there's been days where I'll have like 24 ounces of ribeye. So that's like a pound and a half of ribeye. And then I still end up eating again and I'll have like a couple burgers or something. Obviously no bun and all that, right? So
mhm.
it's really clean, but it's more food and I actually lose weight that next day. So I think that as long as it's very clean, not carbs, that you have a good chance of still losing weight. And Professor Bart K did this um, once. He did like an experiment where ate he was eating a lot of meat when he first went. So he tends to, not all the time, but there was a period where he was eating some yogurt and rice and stuff like that, right? And he said, okay, I'm going strict carnivore. I'm not going to eat any of the other stuff. And when he did that, he started out eating a lot of meat. Like he was eating a lot and he was still losing weight.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just by
maybe
not having those carbs.
who knows? Maybe I'll end up dropping more tomorrow. I mean, that'd be something because then it's like, oh, well, maybe this isn't going to hurt me then. I'm anxious to weigh in tomorrow, though, to see if it affected me or not. Granted, I shouldn't put too much on it because, any given day when you're over 300 pounds, your weight's going to fluctuate. But yeah, I'd love to wake up and get on the scale and be below 300 tomorrow. That would make me really happy.
Yeah. So I see
'Cause
Becky's comment. I think she's probably talking about Carrie from Homestead How.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
No, in theory, it makes a lot of sense. So definitely. Yeah, I just have a hard time eating that much meat. I'm not used to eating that much for one, but
Yeah.
especially when you're doing keto and before I do, once in a while I'd have at supper time was, maybe a 5-6 ounce chicken and then some broccoli. I mean, that's kind of that I would eat that, as a supper. So, to sit there and eat 16 ounces of steak was a little different for me.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely I definitely feel like excuse me, like right now I can eat a little more than I could in the spring. In the spring, I kind of got to a point that I was doing OMAD and I was basically just eating steak for the most part. And I was eating about 20 to 24 ounces. And it was kind of getting hard to eat that much in a setting. And I wouldn't eat again until the next day. And right now, it seems like I can eat that 20 to 24 ounces and then still have another small meal and have 2 meals in a day. So it seems like I am eating a little bit more right now than I was in the spring.
Yeah. I've heard Sten's name quite a bit. I have not looked at his stuff, but I have heard about him a few times. I'll have to check him out too. But he does a lot of blood work to prove his point. That's interesting. I mean, that's good knowledge for sure. So I'll have
Yeah,
to
I've
check
seen a
him
couple of
out.
his videos, but I haven't really paid that much attention.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those I'm familiar with them, but I haven't. I don't know that much about him. So I will have to. I'm gonna actually write that down because I got to check him out. Because I have seen his name a few times and people mention him.
Mm.
Thanks for sharing that, Eric. That's good information. Well, it's 20-7. My old Vikings are starting to fall behind. Once again, if any of you have questions, go ahead and put a Q in front of it and send it to us. Whatever it is, we'll try to answer it for you for sure.
Yep.
We appreciate you all being here tonight too.
Yep. And I'm also experimenting with the live on Facebook tonight. I don't know if anybody's paying attention to it, but if anybody is on Facebook watching, um, say hi in the chat or whatever. Let us know that you're doing it from Facebook. It's just kind of an experiment because I haven't done much with Facebook before, but was kind of interested to see how it goes. So
You
let
do
us
have
know if
one like
anybody's
on your
watching it.
Facebook. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you do have one. Oh, it's probably your wife, I bet. Annie.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Maybe it's funny because a lot of times
Yeah.
after the lives that I do, she'll be like, "Oh, how'd it go?" And I'm like, "Oh, pretty good. Did you watch any of it?" No.
So he ate a pound of butter per day for a week, and all his
Ooh,
numbers improved. Really?
that's
That's
a lot of
amazing.
butter.
How can he eat a pound of butter? I don't think I can do that.
That's so. That's an entire stick, right?
No, that'd be the whole
Or
four
two sticks?
sticks. That'd be four
4. Oh
sticks,
my!
I think, wouldn't it? I'm pretty
Wow.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
that's like steak and butter gal. She was doing that like really high butter for a while at one point. I don't know if she still does. Um, that's that's a crazy amount of butter.
Look at Becky. She's cheering for the front runners. I can't blame you. Vikings don't look so hot. The sad
Oh, I
thing
see
is
the Eagles
they're
got the ball
close.
again.
They're this close to winning the going into the halftime with the lead. And now it's 20-7.
It's those turnovers. Yeah, there you go. Becky says it is 4 sticks.
Yeah.
Whew. 4 sticks a day.
I think
Oh
it
my
just run right through me.
gosh.
I don't think it I don't know.
Well, it'd be interesting though because if you do it for a little bit, I bet your body gets used to it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just like anything
That's
else.
probably I mean, if Eric comments here, I bet you that's probably what happened, like, he got used to it, and
I want to know if Eric's tried that yet. That's a lot of butter.
that is it's crazy. Is is, um, Dr. Ekberg, is he the one that also did something with eggs? Somebody did something with eggs too, where they ate, like, a bunch of eggs every day for, like, a week or 2 or something too, and did blood work and stuff. Eric will probably know if he's the one that did the egg thing. I kind of remember something with that, but I don't remember all the all the details about it.
Oh, the Eagles are going deep. Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Um,
Well, we know what happened.
former Alabama wide receiver there, by the way.
Oh, Vikings are getting embarrassed. They
Oh
just keep
man.
making mistakes. So when you turn the ball over that many times, you're not gonna win football games. And it's been all over the board too. Oh geez, he's way ahead of that guy.
Yeah, he was. Wow.
Well, your Lions are looking even better, aren't they?
I'm starting to think that the competition is the Packers, not the
Well, yeah,
Vikings.
I'm shocked at that too. For sure. His numbers got worse with processed food. That's it. I'm gonna have to check out it. I'm very fascinated by the information you're giving me.
Mm.
I'm definitely gonna check him out. It's always
That
nice to
totally
get.
makes sense though with the
Yeah,
processed food, right?
yep, it does. I
But that's cool that he's doing that, right?
Yeah,
And he's checking the numbers and so forth so people can see that.
proof is in the pudding. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out it. I like seeing different people's point of view and what they're doing and variety. I think that's the key. And when you start hearing that common theme from a bunch of different people, you know you're on the right direction.
Mhm. Oh yeah, he said okay, he's got another comment there. Eric does that I think he did the egg experiment. Oh, we're
You're
several
several
seconds ahead
seconds.
of her in the game.
Sorry, I spoiled it for you. Yeah, he did the egg experiment. It looks like Eric said
Yeah.
he's a former Olympian. Hmm,
Mm.
interesting.
Well, I wonder what he did. Was he a wrestler maybe or something? I wonder what he did.
Yeah.
Hmm. Decathlon maybe? He seems like he could have the decathlon body maybe a little bit when he was younger. I don't know.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, the game's getting out of hand in a hurry. That's for sure. Let's see. Maybe Eric, we got a question for you. I think we kind of asked it. I don't know if you saw this one or not, but who would be on your low carb Mount Rushmore? That's kind of a question that's been going around in the community. And which people do you really look up to in the carnivore, low carb, keto community?
Yeah, and Eric mentioned that he thinks it was the decathlon.
Yeah, see that.
That reminds me. So there's a college athlete at Michigan State that Dr. Anthony Chafee had interviewed that is a decathlon athlete, and he went carnivore. And I'm pretty sure last year, the previous year, the first year of being carnivore, he won the Big Ten title and like placed really high in the NCAAs. And then this past year in his second year, I think he finished second in the Big Ten. So he's been doing great as a carnivore athlete. And that's interesting because there's a lot of people out there that'll say like that, you can't be an athlete and work out as much as they do and so forth and not eat carbs. And those are perfect examples that you don't have to eat carbs, right? Hey, there's Matthew. Hello. But yeah, you don't have to eat carbs. Really, like your energy source is going to be carbs or fat. If you eat a high fat, low carb diet, you can get, have some of the same type of gains as an athlete. And it seems like they actually have better conditioning when you're on low carb, high fat.
How's it going, Bold Carnivore? You said, is his name Matt? Did you say?
Matthew, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Welcome to the live stream. Yep. Yeah, Barry's my first keto guy too. Definitely. Yeah.
Just about everybody probably is like, yep. I found Dr. Barry.
Actually, mine was Bird. Actually, Berg. Yep. Mine was Berg, but I definitely found Barry too. So. Becky's saying hello. Awesome. Matthew, are you watching the game? It's not much to watch.
So I'm trying to remember. He's in.
Oh, he's at work.
Is it Indonesia or?
Okay.
I'm at work. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like India or somewhere out there. I can't remember where he's at.
Well, the score's 27-7. The Eagles are up with 9:46 left in the third quarter.
He doesn't do football.
Oh, no football. Yep. That's all right. Yeah, the Vikings need to score a touchdown here. They're, I don't know. Oh, geez. No interference call on that.
It's funny because I'm a few seconds behind you. You say, oh, geez, to that look. And I'm like, okay, nothing's happened yet. Oh, yeah. So there you go. It is Indonesia that he's in.
Okay. Yep.
So Becky mentioned Keto Connect. I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I maybe have seen that. There, I'm going to type up a question here too. Oh, what do we got here? What did I miss?
Addison touchdown.
Ooh. Gotta like that. Touchdown Vikings. Hopefully, I waited long enough for everybody.
So Eric's got another comment in there too.
All right.
Favorite carnivore food, okay. Always thought bananas were good for you until I watched
Yeah,
Barry.
that's
So
what
I
it was.
used to eat at least one banana, if not more, every day in a protein shake. Yeah, all that sugar that was putting in there. I
Well, I
didn't know any
remember
better.
it's good for you kids. It's a natural sugar.
Yeah. Sugar
Oh,
is still sugar, but yeah.
I'm a Vikings fan, Matthew.
And I'm a Detroit Lions fan, so the Vikings are kind of like our rivals.
They
So
just scored a big touchdown though, so which they needed. Oh, I was going to go back to this
oh
question.
yeah, let's go back to your question.
Yeah,
What's
what
your
is your
favorite carnivore food?
favorite carnivore food? Brian, why don't you start off with that, and then if anybody wants to go ahead and put in the comments what's your favorite food that you like to eat that's carnivore, and I'll give you my answer as well.
Well, this is interesting. It's somewhat tough because there's so many good foods out there, but I I think I got to go with the ribeye because to me the taste is so good and it's the perfect amount of fat for doing the carnivore diet. It's a very fatty cut of meat.
Oh yeah.
Um, and yeah, unfortunately ribeye is kind of expensive, but I love eating ribeye, so that's got to be my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of people's favorite, I think. I just gotta look at something here real quick. Anybody else? Oh, here we go. Um, Steak or hamburger? Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, I would say mine's steak too. And I don't have a particular cut that I really love, but I just wanted to say hello to Low Carb Carnivore. How you doing tonight? Hope everything's going good for you. Chuck steak last night. That's kind of fitting. Your name's Chuck too, I believe, if I remember right.
I tell you though, Chuck Steak, Chuck gets a bad rap. If you slow cook it or you like sous vide or whatever, it is so good and it's cheap
I
compared
was
to like
right.
ribeye and that.
His name's Chuck. Actually, I got an interview coming up with him next week that we're
Cool.
going to do, and we're going to talk some carnivore and kind of his journey a little bit and what he's doing and going through. So that'll be, you can look for that to break out next week sometime. We'll put that out. Looks like Becky likes Chuck roast. Yep, that's a good one. I really haven't done, like I said, I really haven't done much of that because I've been so much griddling and grilling that I'm just taking advantage of the weather. And then once I'm not cooking outside, I'll be doing a lot of that type of stuff for sure. I did buy a chuck roast and cut it into steaks though. I tenderized it. I have a jacquard knife. It's got like 40 little knives that come out and you just hammer it on the meat and it flattens it out, but it pokes a whole bunch of holes in it. But you can take a pretty rough cut of meat and make it pretty tender. So I'm trying to think if on my page I think I might have a link on my page. If you watch any of my videos, I have links of all the products I use. I think I have a link to that one. Let's see here. 5 hours and 20 at 225 wrapped in tinfoil. Yep. Hey, thanks for coming in. Bold Carnivore, appreciate you. So, Chuck, are you? What's your favorite football team? If you like football,
So you mentioned that you love or you like steak. Is that your favorite carnivore food,
I
the
would,
steak?
yeah, I would say so, but I like variety a little bit. So because I like pork and I like chicken. Now those are a little leaner cuts compared to steak. Some of the steak, as far as taste goes, I gotta be honest, I kind of like sirloin, but it's not as fatty. But what I always do, one, I put butter on the griddle. A lot of times I'll use clarified butter. On the
Hmm.
griddle, and then I'll cook my steak. And then immediately when I take it off the steak, I put it on a pat of butter, and then I put a pat of butter on top. And does it ever make some nice juices after you let it rest in the bottom? So then when you cut your steak up, and I usually like it pretty red, I would say a medium to medium rare, probably. That it makes some nice juice for dipping, and oh, it's delicious. Tonight's was perfect. I'll actually be posting a picture of that on Instagram either tonight or tomorrow, of the steak that I made. You'll have to check that out on my Instagram. I'll put that up there. But it was delicious, and I didn't even use all the juice that was in the bottom. Of the time I ate those two steaks, there's still juice in the bottom of the plate, so it was really good.
Hmm. I wonder with the griddle, I wonder what using bacon fat would be like with a sirloin.
Oh, sure. Yep.
I bet that would be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with I will say this. Tonight I cooked up 2 packages of bacon on the griddle before I cooked the steaks. So a lot of the oil I just spread it back over, and that's what I put the steak down on tonight. And it was really good that way too.
Mm.
So oh, I see. Yeah, you're a Vikings fan too, or were, huh? Yeah, you must be from the Midwest here, I'm guessing. I know we haven't had a chance to talk yet, but Chuck, I'm from Iowa, so but I know we're gonna talk on Central Standard Time, and since you like the Vikings, you're probably from the Midwest, I'm guessing, which is cool.
Wow, they're gonna get the ball back. They might be able to get
Yeah,
back in this game.
I didn't really see what happened, but I'm kind of glad that I'm occupied, to be honest, because it doesn't look like a very good game.
Well, that last touchdown, wait, kind of put them back in the game. Did the Vikings guy touch that ball? Maybe not.
Oh, yep, he's from Minnesota. I was kind of wondering since you mentioned the Vikings in '98.
Oh,
So
there you go.
I had season tickets in '99 for the
Hmm.
Vikings. I just did them one year, but the Green Bay Packer game, I sold those tickets, and that paid for my whole season of season tickets back then. So I didn't go to the Packers game when they played them, but I had season tickets for free basically. So that worked out pretty well. Can't do that anymore, I'm guessing, because ticket prices are crazy high for no matter where you go,
Yeah.
college or pros. Yeah, if anybody's got any questions, just put a Q in front of your question and ask away, whether it's football, whether it's food, whether it's low carb, keto, ketovore, carnivore diet. We got them all covered. 97 cents a pound. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a nice
Definitely.
price.
You know, maybe you guys know. I'll ask the question about chicken, but if there's no breading on the chicken, it's just the skin, and maybe it's been roasted. Is there? Can you eat that on carnivore?
Yeah.
Do you have to
Um,
cut the skin off, or can you go ahead and eat it?
no, like there's actually a carnivore snack is a crispy chicken skin recipe. So I've I've done that before where I took the skins off and so you put some like butter or something in with it and salt, and you put it in the oven for a little bit, and they get nice and crispy. And um, there's actually a company that makes the crispy chicken, whatever they call it, as a snack thing too. Um, but it's pretty good. So, and yeah, I anytime I have like chicken wings, I like to have the skin on them, or the chicken thighs, I like to have the skin on them. So the skin has a good amount of fat, so that works really well for a carnivore.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Chuck, you're familiar with Quick Stars or Quick Trip up in Minnesota, but they usually have a whole roasted chicken on Mondays for $5.99. You can't go wrong on that. That's a good deal, and it's really
Mm.
tasty. So, um, you know, I know, Brian, you're probably not familiar with them, but they're a gas station chain. They're pretty big just out of Wisconsin there, and they kind of go into Iowa. They're just starting into South Dakota. And I think they're just going to be starting into some of Nebraska, but they're not Bucky's big. You probably heard of Bucky's, I'm guessing. They're not big
Yeah.
like that, but as far as their food and stuff goes, they're pretty good.
Huh.
Hey, there's Todd from the Carnivore Cure. How you doing, buddy? Hope all's going well
Hey.
with you. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Oh, Becky likes the skin as well, along with Chuck. Yep. So yeah, check those out. That chicken's hard to beat, and like I said, it's on special on Mondays. Usually $5.99 for a whole chicken. So I know my wife and I split it, and there's plenty of food. So 3 quick trips today for Eric. You must be from the area too. That's awesome. Yeah, they're a good place to go. Well, not so much anymore for me. I mean, I used to call myself a gas station junkie. My wife would call me that because every gas station I'd buy something junk food. Not anymore. I'm not that way.
99 cents.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, I buy those when I do. You can get a minimum of 5, so I buy 5 at a shot. I actually load up the freezer because I'll buy 5 every time I go. So, oh yeah, Kenosha. Yep. Yep. My buddy goes fishing there, on one of the charters there every year. So definitely.
So I got a question for everybody. So, and if you're watching, go ahead and put it in the comments. And Greg, for you, you can just tell us, what are your thoughts on bacon?
Yeah. Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
I would say I love bacon, man. That's my favorite. Um, I use it. What I've used it all along for is I like it as a snack. I cook a couple packages at a time. I'm sure you've heard this story, but I usually, have it, consume what I can, and then the rest goes in a Ziploc bag with some paper towels in the fridge, and I kind of eat it out of there like beef jerky as a snack. Now that I've done carnivore, I'm not really doing that much snacking. Like I said, maybe in the late afternoon I may have one, just to tide me over. It kind of helps if you have a sweet tooth too. So I guess I kind of enjoy that, and it's one of those things that, yeah, I'll keep eating it. But right now, I mean, now that I'm on carnivore, I'm probably not eating as much bacon as I was, because I'm focused on the other, meat, having steak, mainly steak. But I mean, I will eat some chicken and pork, as well, just for a variety. I don't want to get burned out on steak because steak's one of my favorites.
I think I could eat steak every day, so that's fine. But I do really like bacon too. I probably eat it once or twice a week though, but I've been known to make up the whole pound and eat the pound of bacon and eat it as a meal.
Yeah. Yeah, I know when I cooked that bacon up, I think before I eat the 2 steaks, I had like 4 slices of bacon too. But so I said in one of my videos, I called it fresh bacon, and then someone asked me, well, "What's fresh bacon?" I said, "Well, fresh bacon is hot off the griddle, because it's like if it's out of the refrigerator, it's not fresh anymore. It tends to be a little soggy. It's not as crisp. But there's nothing that beats fresh bacon, and that's to me is right off the griddle, almost where you're burning your hands on it because it's so warm just to put it in your mouth.
Hmm.
That's fresh bacon. I love that." Not your favorite. Yeah. I was going to say, get back to Becky's here. Hempler's Zero Sugar Bacon is a favorite. Eat it with breakfast. I don't think I'm familiar with that brand. Yeah, it's a great for craving. There's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. If you can find no sugar, that's the best way to go too.
Oh, yep, definitely. Todd, he loves to grind two parts chuck to 1 part bacon and make burger patties or carnivore meatloaf and smoke it. Yum, that sounds pretty good. You know, I got to thinking about that liver they have that I ate. I'm probably gonna maybe I should do a BB liver L and E. Put a little liver in my uh, egg bowl. That probably wouldn't be so bad. Do you ever have mustard on carnivore diet?
Um, not really, but I've used it a couple of times as like the base for doing like a pork butt or something. You know, to to so that the seasonings stick on it really good. So I'll rub that on first.
Sure.
But that's about the only time. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't really use mustard.
I put a little on the liver just because it helps with the taste. But yeah, I'll use it as a binder on pork butts that I smoke for sure. Yep. There's Yeah, I think I like what Todd's saying with the 2 parts chuck, 1 part bacon. That sounds kind of good, especially smoking it.
Mm-hmm.
Becky loves liver. Yeah, it's one of those things I think you either like it or you don't, pretty much, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not big on organ meats, but that's me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried organ meat other than liver. I don't think I've eaten any of it, but I know they say it's really good for carnivores to eat it. So eats mustard all the time. Yeah. Yep, it does add some flavor for sure.
Mm.
It helped on the liver. It made a big difference for me today or yesterday. I know that. Hey, I just want to remind everybody, feel free to subscribe to everybody's channels on here. I think almost most of you guys on here I don't have channels, so make sure you sub to each other, help each other out. That's a good thing to do. We promote that here because we're a community and a family, and we all want to kind of support each other. So same thing with myself and Brian. Our handles are at the bottom on the ticker as well. So definitely. Look at that! I put my hat back on. Maybe it's. I should put it on as a rally hat. Is what I should
Really?
do. Like that or something. How's that? Come on, Vikings, let's go. Look kind of like a dork, but oh well, maybe it'll help, right? I want to see Todd do that to his cowboy hat. No, I wouldn't do that to a cowboy hat. Oh, it's funny. Chicken Oregon
Chicken
Saturday. Is it
organs.
pretty good, Becky? I guess, like I said, I really haven't tried them. Nusky's bacon from Wisconsin is supposed to be really good. I have to keep an eye on that.
Hmm.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Chicken gizzards. Awesome. Can you believe we've been going at this for 2.5 hours? It's went fast. Don't you think?
I'm getting tired actually. I got up early this morning, so I'm in the East Coast, so
Oh yeah, yeah. So you're
10:30 for
10:30.
me.
You're 10:30.
Yeah.
Well, if you need to go, that's okay. I mean, I understand.
Yeah.
That's
I'm good
definitely
yet for a little bit. So
definitely okay. I mean, I get it. I didn't even know if we'd be doing the whole game or not. So I'm just like, well, we're just hanging out watching the game anyways. Yeah. You know, I found Black Label. Is that? I'm assuming that's the Hormel brand. I found those shrink really bad. I've been
Mm.
surprised the last couple that I bought, but I once again, Chuck, I get the Quick Star bacon a lot now. Is it perfect? Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I guess I haven't looked that closely at the ingredients. It's not the, I'm sure there's a few things in it that probably shouldn't be, but it's still working for me. And when it's on sale for two, it's usually 2 for $6. But the other one here, like a month and a half ago, they had it 2 for $4. 2 packages of bacon for $4. I mean, you can't go wrong. So,
Yeah,
but
that's pretty neat.
that's just hard to beat. Oh yeah, on the West Coast there, it's only 7:30. I know Todd's like an hour behind me, so Brian's a couple hours ahead of you, Todd. So, yep. Wonder what time it was in Indonesia. They're probably
Um,
opposite. It's probably morning for them.
it's, yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think they're 11 hours ahead of East time. So it would be like 9:30 in the morning there, I think.
Todd's got the old bald shuffle going on under his hat. Is that the deal? Bowling ball, bowling ball. Oh, it's funny. I shouldn't laugh though. My hairline is starting to recede more and more, but I am 51, so it's going to happen sooner or later. Yeah. Yep, I'll buy it if it's on sale. Once in a while, I'll get that Black Label bacon. Hempler's is a spurge, very thick cut, about $12 a pound. Wow.
You got to go down to Eric's. That's great. His comment there. There you go. The only thing
Yes,
bacon is
turkey
turkey
bacon. Okay.
bacon. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think too many carnivores eat that now, do we? I'm guessing.
No.
Oh, that's okay, Todd. That's all right, buddy. Yeah, it is a pretty solid deal for sure. 3 pounds for $11 for bacon.
Mm.
It's a good deal. Yeah, I like turkey too. That's the thing. There's some things I love bacon, but I don't like it on my hamburger. I don't like bacon on my burgers at all. For
Mm.
whatever reason, when I had those BB and E bowls the other day, I don't know if I like the bacon in with all that. It was in with the ground beef, of course, and I don't know if I really cared for it. I don't know what it is. Just the taste between the two combos. I don't know. I just don't care for it that way, but bacon alone is just awesome. I think that goes. If you guys have any your favorite carnivore foods that you haven't shared, go ahead and share those. Make our mouths water a little bit tonight. That would be good. 18.25 a pound for ribeyes, huh? I'm trying to think what it was.
Yeah.
We have a grocery store called Hy-Vee. I'm not sure what it was, but I was too focused on the New York strip at $4.99 for 8 ounces, so I didn't really look at the other meat too much. But I got to go back. That sale's done this weekend, but I'll probably go buy at least 10. Just have them in the fridge or freezer or whatever. So have some extras around.
So I just got ribeye at Costco by me a few days ago, and I think it was $14.50 a pound.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I think maybe when I did see it at Hy-Vee, it was like $14.99 for the quality stuff. Oh, I'm not gonna give it away. Oh, maybe
Oh,
not.
there's a
There's a
flag there.
flag. Oh, let's see. Todd's on a porterhouse kick right now.
Yeah.
Yep, those are good.
Yeah.
Chuck, yep. He's got Hy-Vee up there too. Yep, you do have to watch the ads for sure. $9.99 a pound
Mm.
ribeye is a good deal for sure. I didn't see any of that around here for some reason. I was kind of surprised since we're in Iowa, we should have some of that stuff. But
So Ron from Overcoming Carbs. I think he's in the Texas area, Dallas maybe. Um, and he like a week or two ago, he found a deal. I think it was like $6.99 a pound for ribeyes somewhere. It was
wow,
crazy. I was
yeah,
like,
I think I
man.
saw somebody talking about that. I'm like $6.99 a pound. I mean, the best deals I've been finding is those pork butts at 99 cents a pound. I mean, I can't go wrong on that. I found some more again, and it's like, man, it's great for smoking though. Doing pulled pork and T-bones. There's still
Oh,
county market. We used to have a county market here. $8.99 a pound. That's pretty good for T-bones.
they just went deep again, but it just missed it
I
incomplete.
saw
I
that.
guess there was a penalty, so it was on
Todd, for
Philadelphia,
those
so
of
they
you that
didn't
don't
score.
know, Todd Carnivore Care, he's in Montana. So just to kind of
Mm.
give you an idea where everybody's at. Definitely.
Oh, that should have been pass interference.
Okay, we got a question from Becky. I have to go to work lunch at a Mexican place next week. What do you eat? I'm going to let the expert here handle that question first.
So, am I the expert because I love Mexican food?
You've been
Because
doing
I
carnivore
love
longer.
Mexican food. Okay, because I love Mexican food, and that's always my downfall. But, um, so there's one thing that I don't know if they're going to have it on the menu, but one thing that I like to get is um, it's it's like chorizo and chicken. And you can so I'm trying to think of what exactly it's called. Oh, chori polo, chori pollo, or however you say that. And you know, um, so what they do is they'll give it to you with chicken and the chorizo, and it does have like cheese on it and stuff like that. And then they give you on the side like a few soft shells or whatever, flour tortillas, and then they give you rice and beans. And if you're doing really good, you just have the chorizo and the chicken, right? The chorizo is Mexican sausage, so you have that and the chicken. Um, Sometimes I'll do that and I'll still eat like the Mexican rice. So, but that's a good one. A lot of Mexican restaurants will have some sort of steak on their menu. You could also get fajitas and just eat the whatever meat that you get. You can get chicken, steak, or even like shrimp fajitas usually. And don't eat the tortillas. So you could do that kind of thing. The other thing that's tough at a Mexican place is a lot of them give you chips and salsa to begin with, and that's always a downfall for me. Like I want to eat the chips and salsa, so try and stay away from that. But there's a few different options there that you can try. Fajitas might be a good way to go, and just try not to eat the onions and the peppers unless you really want to. But definitely stay away from the actual tortillas. The whether you get the flour or the hard tortillas. Um, and yeah, you should be able to do pretty decently there. And I would also they always usually give you like a side of like refried beans or something like that, and I'd stay away from them. The Mexican rice is, it's not really carnivore, but it's probably okay if it's just like one time that you're doing that. So it's up to you on if you want to eat the rice as a side, and that's what I would suggest.
I'll say this: when I was doing keto, I did taco salad all the time, or I do like chicken fajita salad. Just make sure you don't eat the shell, don't eat the beans. But I like what you had to say about getting fajitas because you can pretty much control what you eat that way. I don't think a couple peppers would hurt you, but I don't know. It's one of those things that's not technically carnivore. So that one would be up to you. But I lost weight eating that stuff, so I'm not gonna say I didn't. But um, the chips and salsa would be my downfall, and it is every time. I have a hard time
Yeah.
stopping on those things. And, sometimes when I'd get stuck on keto, I'd go eat Mexican and then I would be unstuck. I would start dropping weight again. It's like my body needed it. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'd start losing weight again. It's kind of weird. It's almost like it reset your metabolism. So
Yeah.
Oh, carnivore cure Todd, a 15.5 pound rib roast for $236. Nice. That's a good
Yeah.
sized
Hey,
roast.
going back to that Mexican restaurant thing real quick, I would
Hmm.
just say that a lot of times you can get some kind of steak there too. So
Yeah, you
that's
can.
definitely an option.
Yep, definitely. Just be careful. I think sometimes they have like some kind of gravies with them. You can
Mm.
always get a cheese sauce though, because that's probably going to be okay. It's just you don't want to have too much of it. Let's see here. Um, Yeah, it makes sense. You would want to mix it up a little bit. Yep, I understand that. Unless you're Brian, he wants steak every meal.
I wish I could afford it for every meal, but
Yeah, that happens. That's the thing, Becky. Life happens, things happen, and it's normal. I guess the key is just to get back on your plan. If you do slip up, or it's one of those things you enjoy, it's something you enjoy, and that's life. And sometimes you got to do that stuff. It's just you just don't want to do it every day, I guess. you know. Yeah, I thought that was all
mm,
good advice, Brian, that you brought for the Mexican restaurant for sure. Oh, there you go. There's another idea: flank steak and eggs. Yep, his favorite Mexican
mm,
restaurant. It's a good idea. Chuck, he tries to cook all his own food. It's the best, anyways. It seems like anymore. I mean, I put my steaks up against anybody's, right? To be honest, that's how I feel about them. Um, you know, for sure.
yeah, that's how I've been too lately. Like my when I cook steak, it tastes better than when I get it at a restaurant. So I'm like, it'd be better to just cook my own. I know exactly how I'm going to cook it and so forth.
Oh, Vikings dropping the ball again.
So, so Becky has a post down there. Her Amazon Prime is glitching. I think it's just the Vikings, but
I think Brian's right. Vikings are still dropping the ball and fumbling it, and that isn't a glitch. Let's see here. Yeah, it is cheaper to cook your own food, and it is better, no doubt about it.
Mm,
Yeah, I guess my advice on the eggs is just fix them different ways if you can. I've got one of those little dash makers for making hard boiled eggs, and I make 7 in a shot. The thing that's nice is you poke a little hole in it, you put it in the little thing, and in 13 minutes, those eggs are done. And you put it in the cold water, and 5 minutes later, you're peeling them, and they peel right off. But where traditional hard boiled eggs, you got to wait for the water to boil, then put them in. And I really like that. Make some deviled eggs, make an omelet. Also make scrambled eggs. It's nice to kind of change it up. They do taste a little bit different sometimes. I mean, they're still eggs, but I'm assuming another thing you could try for eggs is those egg life wraps. I don't know if you guys have seen
mm.
those, but I've used those. When I was doing keto, I was making BLTs with those. I put bacon, lettuce, and tomato in one of those wraps and eat it. And that was low carb or keto. You could use it for that, or those egg wraps. You could do so many things with those. Even something we just did recently before I started carnivore was fettuccine alfredo. I'd cut them into noodles on the egg life wrap, and then put my chicken fettuccine alfredo over the top of them. Once again, it's low carb keto, but it was only 5 grams of carbs. So it's like that was those worked out really well, and there's no carbs in those. So And technically, they're probably carnivore, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Soft scrambled eggs and pork belly. Yep, that's good. Becky got her TV working again. That's good. Homemade steak is way better. Yeah, I agree. I don't. There's only one place here in Iowa it's called Northwestern Steakhouse, and it's in my hometown here. That's a good place to go. It's a Greek steak. It is so delicious. It melts in your mouth, and I have a hard time matching that when I make it. Pretty close, but not quite. Those are really good. Yeah, egg life wraps are awesome. They even have cinnamon ones. They have other flavored ones too, salsa one.
Yeah, I saw that they have
Yeah.
different flavors.
My wife actually uses the cinnamon one and uses heavy whip, like Ready Whip, zero sugar, and then she'll use sugar-free chocolate syrup and then the sugar-free chocolate chips, and she drizzles it in there. The only other thing she does is she puts a little bit of peanut butter and then she rolls that up as a dessert snack, and it is delicious. I ate those a few times, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had those recently, but those are really good with the egg life wraps, the cinnamon ones. Oh, let's see here. You've not done well. There you go. You're looking for some more egg options. You better be trying some of those. That is not a bad idea to change it up a little bit for you. For a longest time I've been eating hard boiled eggs. I would eat them all the time as a snack, even. So yeah, you're right. The Dash egg cookers are a game changer. If you're, it's one of those things that are on Amazon. I've got links in all my videos have a link to the Dash maker if you guys are looking for one. But that's just, it's an affiliate link. I get a kickback, but I don't expect you to do that. But if you want to check them out, you can go there. Amazon has them. Let's see here. But we use ours all the time. Yep, you're talking about the egg life wraps. Yeah, we made lasagna with those once. They were really good. And that's eventually when I get to goal weight. I'll probably do more ketovore or keto, but I'll do more stuff like that. Make the lasagna and that kind of stuff down the road, I'm guessing. But we'll see. Depends how my arthritis goes. I may be lifetime carnivore. You never know. Let's see here. Carnivore pancake with the chicken flour. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever had chicken flour, but pancakes, yeah, I haven't. Those are delicious. Well, I don't think the Vikings are going to have enough to come back in this one.
They got the ball right now.
Yeah, they're moving it. Justin
down by
Jefferson,
2
you never know.
scores.
Yeah, you never
Yeah,
know.
he's the one that's doing everything for them. Every time I look, he's catching a pass.
I will say this: didn't the Vikings have the biggest comeback in history last year against the Colts? Remember that game? That was crazy. 30 points or whatever.
It's another drop pass.
What's everybody else got going on this weekend? Go ahead and share in the comments if you like. If you got any big plans for the weekend, is there any kind of cooking you're going to do that sounds amazing? Smoking meat, any of that kind of stuff? I bought some ribs the other day, baby back ribs for $2.99 a pound. I didn't think that was too bad either. I'm probably going to end up putting those in the freezer, I'm guessing. Oh. I've tried the pork rind route, but yeah, I didn't like the taste. Pork rinds are an acquired taste. I don't mind pork rinds. I like Ray's brand. They sell them at Walmart. I'll munch on those once in a while, or I've used those as breading as well for chicken. I made my own version of Chick-fil-A with pork rinds for the crust. It was actually not bad. I gotta say, it wasn't Chick-fil-A good, but it wasn't bad. So, and plus it was zero carbs. So
Yeah,
that is one
I've
thing that's nice about pork rinds.
I've gotten the pork rinds from Aldi before, and it's actually pretty cheap there. And the ingredients list is pretty good,
Yeah,
um, and
they,
they're
we,
pretty good.
we
I
bought some
usually
raised.
actually add salt to it, though. I usually add some
Sure.
salt to it.
Usually we like a salt and pepper one, but I know Aldi had some raised the other day that we picked up at Aldi. Definitely, but one other idea for the pork rinds is you can use that to make meatloaf too. Use that as like the breading. I know we made some really low carb meatloaf before that was pretty good too. So
There you go, Minnesota just scored.
nice. Well, I better get my banner up there quickly.
They're not
Yeah.
out of it yet.
Cousins passed it to a wide open. What's his name? Number 17. I can't.
Osborne.
Yeah, Osborne.
Osborne.
Thank you. Yeah, he's wide open.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have like a kitchen gadget or tool that they like to use while they do their carnivore cooking or low carb cooking?
Hmm.
What
Oh,
time,
cool.
hey,
He's going to
Todd?
be
What
on
time
the
are you on
fundraiser.
that fundraiser? What hour slot are you slated?
That's great that he's on it.
Yeah, yeah. Homesick Buckeye. I put an interview out with him today. He's going to be on it. I think he said 8 o'clock Saturday
Is he?
night. Yep. Someone else said they were on Sunday morning. Gosh, who was that? Maybe it was Todd. Sunday. Yeah. When does that fundraiser start? Is it Saturday
Um,
morning at 7 or 8?
it's 8 a.m. Eastern, so it'll be 7 a.m. Central Time on Saturday morning.
Okay. Yep.
So I think it's supposed to go 8 to 8. Um, so I think it's supposed to start at 8, and then like the first guest. I'm trying to remember who the first guest is. Is it Anthony Chafee? It's one of the doctors. I can't remember who. I think is one of the first guests, unless it's Bill Knott. I can't remember. But the first guest is going to be at 8:20 a.m. or something like
Mm.
that.
Yep. Yeah, I'll have to tune in. I won't be able to tune in all day or anything, but I'll check it out a few times. If I'd been doing carnivore the whole time, I probably would have sent something in, but I just started on that part of it, so I'll let other
Yeah,
people share their
I
stories and stuff.
I should have, because I've been carnivore for over a year, but I just I've been so busy. Like I think I told you earlier, this is like my fifth or sixth day this week of doing a live. There's only been one day, that was Tuesday, that I didn't do a live stream. Oh, there you go. That's right. It's for Igno Freedom. Dante is going to be the first. That's right. I forgot. He's the first one at
Yep.
8:20 a.m. or 7:20 if you're Central Time, or 5:20 a.m. if you're out there in the West Coast.
And I know Todd looks like he's setting up some space. He's going to be making some content, let alone he's on the show at 5:30 Sunday morning. I'll have to maybe go back in the replay and take a look at that. I wouldn't be up that early anyways, but is that 5:30 your time, Todd, or is that Central Standard Time or Eastern Time? Yeah. I'm going to have to check out one of those cookers for steak and meat, because you can take a rough cut of meat and make it pretty tender with those sous vides for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Okay, so the time is the same as there, 5:30, so it'd be 6:30 here in Central Time. So let's see here. Okay, yep. Yeah, just like we said. Good deal. Well, it's 27-21 with 7:35 left. The Vikings have kind of
I
made their
know.
way back into it here. We'll see what happens, but those mistakes are going to come back to bite them, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I don't know. There's still a lot of time left, so
I suppose, Todd, those are all different prices for those sous vides. I know, didn't you say, Brian, you have one with your Instapot? Was that you that was saying
so
that?
yeah, I thought it was on my Instant Pot, but it's not. The model that I have, Instant Pot, doesn't have it, but it's on my air fryer. I got one of those air fryer Power XLs or whatever, and it's
Yeah.
got a bunch of different options. And sous vide is one of the options in there. And I did one like a week ago with chuck roast, and it worked out pretty good.
Awesome.
I don't have so I don't have the uh I can't think of exactly what it's called, but the thing that like is the sealer that you know can seal the meat. I don't have that, but I learned a trick from watching someone's YouTube channel. I can't remember who it was. To use Ziploc bag that has a really good Ziploc thingy to it, and you basically take it where there's just a little bit that you didn't close up, and you put it in the water and get all the air out as you slowly close that last bit up, and then it ends up being pretty sealed pretty good. So you can do
Oh,
it that way if you don't have the machine to seal.
yeah, I've never cooked with one, but I've seen quite a few videos on them. But hey, Brian, I'm going to go ahead and throw the link out there if anybody wants to come on and talk. I would love to have somebody come on. Hey, if any of you guys want to jump in here in the party and get on camera, go. There's the link for it right there. Come on in and join us. I
So,
know it's getting
so
kind of late. We won't be on too long, but if somebody wants to get on, they sure can.
low carb carnivore said, "Yep, water displacement method." That's I think what I was explaining there with the, you know, if you don't have the the sealing machine, whatever.
Oh, on this one right here. Or let's see here.
No, it was a
Oh,
1056
yeah, I see what you're saying. Down a little
water
bit.
displacement method. Yeah.
Circulating pump is a good kind.
Oh, it looks like Todd's
Like
gonna
Sue.
jump on.
Oh, it's Sue. Okay. Sorry. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
It's over. Water displacement method. Sous vide, prime roast, and brisket are favorite. That sounds good too. All right. Looks like Todd's going to hop on. That's awesome.
Oh, he's asking about the link.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Whoops. I won't let him. I'll send it to you. Let me, hopefully I can make this work. Let me see here. Got to get to my right email here. Just a second here. It'll be coming to you in a second here. Let's see here. Todd, I'm just going to send that to your email. There we go. Hopefully you got it. I sent it to your email. Means under a vacuum. Thanks for the education, Becky. I don't know that much about it. I mean, I've seen a few things on it, but that makes sense. Just put your jammies on maybe next time. Yeah, I think, Brian, I think we're going to do this again next week, if I remember right. Where I know you're going to set it up, and we'll
Yeah.
do it again and spread the word. And like I said, next time we'll probably try to get some people on the screen sooner, because the more the merrier, and it'll be fun. And I know most of the people have stayed with us most of the night, so definitely get you guys on and talk about your channel, what you got going on, and different
Yeah.
things. It's kind of our first time doing this, so
I think I'm going to try and put a topic together too that we can use as we do it.
Can you guys
Hey,
hear me?
Todd. Yeah.
Right on. How you guys tonight?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. Just got done with a little bit of work and saw you guys were watching the game.
Yeah. Greg's going to be upset because the
there
Eagles
we
just
go.
scored.
It's okay.
Sorry, my air conditioner is making noise. I just shut that thing off.
So Todd, how you been?
I've been awesome. How are you guys doing?
You know,
Doing
we
anything fun this week?
I've been busy. I don't know. I guess I've been a little bit busy. I did interview with Homesick Buckeye and putting out videos, and kids are home, and just a lot going on. But it's all good. I like being busy.
Heck yeah. Yeah, man, it's been a crazy week. I feel bad I haven't put out any videos in like 2 weeks, but I got so irritated with the place that I was making videos. I had to create a new space. It was so distracting. So I'm just getting into this one, but I should have it fully set up here in another, probably by midweek next week. So I'll be so happy to finally have it set up. I need to make some videos.
Yeah, yeah, you'll do good with it for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I might have to hit you up tomorrow. I got a new microphone, and it's one that plugs into my computer, and I've never used it. I
Oh,
have to
yeah,
test run it on StreamYard and see if it works.
yeah. I should be around most of the day, other than around noon. I'll be home though. So,
Right on.
yep. At night I might not be. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow, so
Oh,
something's going on there, but I'm not sure what we all got going on. I guess, but
I think it's Aaliyah Wells' birthday or tomorrow as well.
oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, they're doing a birthday live stream tonight.
Hey Chuck, I see you're thinking about redoing your story video, and yeah, that's something you can do. The other thing is, you're just going to get better at telling your story the more you do it. My story's kind of changing as I go too, and it just comes with experience and telling it more, and there's nothing wrong with redoing it if that's what you want to do, or it seems like you constantly kind of have to touch on your story when you're making videos, because a lot of times 80% of the viewers or 70% of the viewers have never seen your channel before. So it's almost like you always got to touch on your story a little bit every time you make a video, pretty much.
Right.
I find that out. Do you find that out too, Brian?
Yeah. And so I started my channel, I want to say it was like April timeframe of this year. And even now, like I got so much to learn. Like my videos aren't that great, but when I look back at some of those first videos I did, they're like horrible, compared to what I do now. Like you learn so much as you go, and you just get so much more experience. So it's always good to keep doing new videos telling your story. Because as you go, what's going to happen is you're going to get better at making those videos. And then those videos are going to start being shown on YouTube more than your earlier videos because they're better and people are more interested in them. So keep telling that story, and as you get better and better, you're that way you get the chance to have your stories going out, your story going out to more people. And I think
Yeah,
we
that
just
makes
lost
a lot
Greg
of
there.
sense.
We just lost Greg. He must be upset about the Vikings game.
No, I definitely, yeah, I've been working with Rod at Stay Strong, Live Long, and he does kind of coaching on YouTube videos, and so hopefully my stuff will be less atrocious.
So you're a Cowboys fan, right?
No, I'm actually a Packers fan.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
I was gonna say, like the Cowboys just had a great game, didn't they? They're like 30-0 or something.
yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm not sure what happened with Greg, and unfortunately, I cannot click on and show new comments until he gets back. But I see Brad is here. So hey, Brad. He's a Vikings fan. He's saying it's a depressing game. Yeah, it's kind of a rough start here for the Vikings. It looks like they're about to drop to 0-2, and I would not have guessed that.
Cool, Eddie. Dog's driving me nuts today. Come here. Come on. Cozy, come here.
So,
Come here. Come on, get up. Come on.
so Todd, now that we got you on here, why don't you tell everybody about your time slot that you have in Carrie's 24-hour live stream? So
Oh yeah,
watch
it's 5:30 a.m. on Sunday, and I just I was talking to Carrie, and I was like, man, I'd love to help out any way I can. So, and he said, man, there's not any great spots left. And I said, that's fine. I'll come on at 5 in the morning. I'm an early riser anyway. So, but yeah, it's such a great cause, man. You know, I really truly pray that, you know, all of our efforts in the future, you know, I'd love to see carnivore get out to so many people and change so many lives that it just bankrupts drug companies, you know. And so I'm all on board to do anything I can do to help that, and what Carrie and all the crew's doing over there is just amazing. I think that's going to be awesome to get the word out. So
yeah, and so you said 5:30 a.m. Is that Mountain Time?
yeah, Mountain Time. Yeah,
Okay.
5:30 a.m. Mountain Time on Sunday morning.
So 4:30 West, 3:30 Central. No, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, should be a great time, and I'm way honored they are having me on. It's awesome. Oh man, I got a crazy interview coming up. I forgot about that. I don't know if I told you guys, but it was the craziest thing. Can't believe it, but Sean Baker booked me.
Wow, that's great.
That is nuts. So that'll be super exciting because I love that guy. I've been watching. He's one of the guys I watched the longest when I was learning about carnivore. So I'm super excited about that one. Uh-oh, we're Greg.
So
Did he follow?
I see Greg posted that his internet crashed.
Oh wow.
Again, since I'm not the host, I don't have a way to highlight that and put it up on the screen here, but he did post that his internet crashed. So I think he's trying to get back on. Low Carb Carnivore just said, I would like to see carnivore at least get to a point where it's commonly offered as an alternative to the SAD diet.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Amen to that. You know,
yeah.
SAD diet needs to be, you know, go down in history like, you know, leeching and lobotomies. It used to be standard you know, medical practices that were acceptable, you know?
Yeah. All right. So let's see. When we talked, we had that live with Greg. That was what, about 2 weeks ago? Hey, Greg is back. So we had that live about 2 weeks ago. What's been going on in the last 2 weeks for you since then?
Man, mainly work and trying to get this area set up because I had to clean out this back area of my house to get some more room, and then I ordered some equipment, a real webcam for my computer, so that I, you know, when I'm on here, I can't see anybody's comments and stuff, or I can't do anything because I'm just on my phone. So I got a webcam so I can be on my main computer back here so that I can answer some comments and stuff. And I got a better mic, and then I ordered a bunch of those acoustic sound tiles for the walls to kind of help the sound in here and dampen some things. So should have that put together, and then just my work life has been crazy the last 2 weeks. We're working on the biggest project that we've ever had in our company's history, and so it's just a monster. And so working a lot on that, trying to get all the details worked out so we can get started on it. And so that was about it. But I did, yeah, since we last talked, my last weigh in, I was pretty happy. I was fairly happy. I weighed in at 482, which was only like a, 8 or 9 pound loss. But I think it's weird. I got to do more research on this, but when I was listening to Bella, the steak and butter gal, she was talking about it. And I go through months where my clothes get looser, but I don't lose a bunch of weight. And then like the next month or 6 weeks later, then I drop a bunch of weight all at once. It's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, it's like you're losing the body fat, right? But maybe you're gaining muscle or something. So your weight really isn't changing. I don't know.
I think so. I think what they talk about is composition changes. And so on certain, your body goes through certain cycles. And I do think that that's correct, because for whatever reason, I went through like a month or so where I couldn't eat much food. I couldn't eat much meat. Like it was hard to get 2,000 calories in a day. And now all of a sudden I went from only eating like a pound and a half of meat a day to now I'm wanting more like 2 pounds of meat a day, which is a little bit odd. But at the same time, I'm getting stronger. My clothes are fitting looser. I just didn't lose as much weight as I was expecting to.
Yeah, that's great though. That really is. You good, Greg?
You guys hear me okay still?
I think the problem is my kids are all home, and then they're all on their devices, and we got 2 TVs streaming with the game, and then I'm on the live, and I don't know, for whatever reason.
Can't tell if that's my internet or the connection.
You guys were able to keep going.
Just scored. They're not out of it yet, Greg.
Oh,
1:10 left. They're going to have to do an onside kick. We just kind of lost Todd.
I just shut the game off because I figured,
they just scored. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. They're going to have to try an onside kick.
I'll see if I can turn it on here.
Down by 6.
Hopefully it won't make me crash again. Oh, there's Todd. Get him back on.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there.
I blame it on Greg. It happened to him first, so.
I'll take the blame. Brad's got a question here. What's he saying? He's a Viking fan, so he's probably wondering how you keep from stress eating since it sucking tonight.
Have some bacon around and then just start stress eating the bacon.
Well, I got the game back on. We'll see if anything crashes. Yeah, it's sometimes, I was going to say, Chuck, sometimes it's easy to get stuck on the scale, and you got to look at the big picture. And sometimes, I found that I didn't lose any weight, but I was losing inches. And that happens to all of us. And I think it's important to not get so fixated on the scale. Make sure how do you feel? How do your clothes feel? How does your skin look when you look in the mirror? There's so many non-scale victories that you want to keep in focus, because especially as your weight's going to fluctuate, and sometimes you're not going to lose anything that happens. You just keep working the plan, and it'll eventually go down. The scale will go in your favor. So try not to get too stuck on the numbers.
Yeah, I was bummed for about 2 minutes after I weighed in this month and only lost like 8 or 9 pounds, but then I was like, I just don't care. I feel so good. My clothes are fit better. I'm getting stronger, and I feel so good. Like, I don't care what the stupid box tells me. Yeah. Because, I have so much energy now, it's hard to fall asleep at night. Like, I'm still up at, midnight running around. I got to get up at 5.
Yep, definitely.
Yep.
Yep. Definitely. That's why I keep it in the fridge pretty much all the time. Because it is a great snack. Takes care of a sweet tooth if you got it. It tastes good. You can put it on about anything. There's just a lot of uses for it.
My dog appreciates snack bacon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't lose and didn't gain. That's okay. I mean,
Yeah, right.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
as
had
long as you're feeling great, you know?
yeah, I mean, I had a month stretch where I really didn't lose anything. I mean, it just kind of happened that way. But geez, and then all of a sudden it started dropping. Your body adjusts, and weight's a weird thing because you could be stuck, and then all of a sudden you drop 3 or 4 pounds just like that, and you're like, how did that happen?
Oh, it's crazy. You know, some of it's fluid with me. And then, they talk about that whooshing. Have you ever heard people talk about whooshing?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a real thing because I kid you not, there was a month when I was doing this where the scale wasn't moving, and then all of a sudden something happened, and for like 3 days I was peeing like 10 times a day, and then like 3 days I lost 22 pounds. You know.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Well, I see they didn't get the onside kick, so
Yeah, it's not looking too good there for you, Greg.
just too many turnovers. That's the way it goes.
They only got one timeout left, too. Or no, they use it? Oh, I think they use, so they don't even have any timeouts left at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty much game over. I'm thinking, well, it was 3rd and 6. It's 4th down. They'll get the ball with like 20 seconds left.
15, 20 seconds, yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So I saw they showed on the screen the Giants and the 49ers play next Thursday. So that'll be our game next Thursday.
Oh, wow. I think that's going to be an onslaught. Is that at San Francisco or at New York?
I didn't pay attention, so I'm not sure.
I think it'll be an onslaught either way, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But
I'm thinking, I don't know if it matters where it's at for the Giants. I mean,
I can't believe how bad they played. Let's see here.
So they got 13 seconds. They're going to have to punt it here.
Yep, those doubts can creep in on you. That's for sure. Yep, getting a break and that helps for sure. Yeah, I think the key is sometimes we overthink things. And it's like just keep working the plan. It'll get there. Trust the process. Yeah, content you didn't give up. Yeah. I know Carnivore Scott had a video about that today because he usually has a live stream Monday through Thursday after around 9 o'clock or after he runs the late night. And last night I checked 3 different times and he wasn't on. And today he came out with a video. He almost walked away from doing videos. And he had a change of heart though and got back into it. And he should. He speaks very well. I enjoy his show. I listen to what people have to say, and he realized, it's not. I shouldn't give it up. And he had a really nice video today. And his name's Carnivore Scott. If you haven't seen his channel, he's probably. I don't know if he might be live right now. I'm not sure. There's a good chance he's probably on, but check his channel out. He's a good man. He talks about a lot of different things, and usually there's usually 10 people or more in there sometimes. Yeah, Todd, I think you've been there before, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yep. I'm not sure. Is he talking Packers? I'm not sure who he's.
Yeah.
Listen,
I think that's what he meant.
Yeah, when it comes to me and football, like there's like I don't get insulted about anything. Literally, the only reason I never have been a big football watcher. They're the only reason that I'm a Packers fan at all is because our shop did 5 years of fantasy football, and I ended up with Rodgers 3 years in a row. So then I started rooting for the Packers because of the fantasy leagues we were in. But I'm actually, we're in a state where we don't have any professional sports teams other than rodeo.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't a big thing where I'm from,
Yeah.
That and most people were either Seahawks or Denver fans. And, and my dad didn't like either one of those teams. So when I was doing the fantasy football, I just started rooting for the Packers.
Yeah. I think that happens with a lot of people. They end up cheering for the team their dads liked, or at least it was that way. My dad liked the Vikings, so I like the Vikings. And
yeah, we were a basketball family. Like my dad loved
Sure.
the Boston Celtics, and he was huge into basketball, and so we were big basketball fans. But
man, that was a huge throw.
It was.
Man, that had to be 60 to 70 yards in the air. Pretty easy. But hey, before people start going away, I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We're going to do it again next week. Same time, same bat channel, I think. There's a game next week. We're just going to hang out, have fun. We'll bring people on just like we brought Todd on. We'll probably do more of that earlier. So, if people want to talk about their channel, what they got going on, we'll definitely do more of that. And hopefully the channel will grow as we do more of this type of stuff and have some fun with it and just hang out. So,
yeah.
Right on. I'll come say hi to you guys next week.
Great.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Brad. And yeah, that'd be great, Todd. We'd appreciate it. And Chuck, thanks for coming on, and everybody else. I know Becky was on for a long time too. So thank you, Becky, for coming on. Whoops. Sorry, I clicked it a little bit too many times. But yeah, everybody showed up tonight. That's great. So it was a lot of fun. Definitely. Well, Brian, do you have any parting words?
Well, I know the Lions are still going to be ahead of the Vikings in the standings.
That they are.
Hey,
me and Brad, I think me and Brad both told you the Lions are the team to beat. So
I'll say this also though. Just a little, maybe bit motivational or whatever. Don't give up on whatever your goals are for weight loss or getting healthier or whatever. Always keep working at it, and remember that if you have a slip up, you just get right back on, right? And just keep going with it, and don't listen to the people that tell you that you're doing the wrong thing. If you've done the research and you are confident with what you're doing, then keep going with it, and you're going to see the results. So that's all I'll say.
Yeah, I agree. Todd, is there anything you want to add?
Man, what's been kind of on my mind this week is I watched a super powerful video from Sean Baker. Man, it actually really changed my perspective on things. It was a short video. You might want to check it out. But, he was a surgeon, and he told this story, about how some of the worst parts of his career were doing amputations on diabetic patients from sugar. And he was talking about this guy, that he went through in great detail how he had to amputate his leg. And when the guy came out of surgery, he thanked him for amputating his leg because it felt so much better to have that leg gone. And Sean Baker was talking about how it just made this terrible eerie sound when you take somebody's leg and put it in the pail in this hazardous material bucket. You get rid of it, and he said when it lands in there, it makes this thump, and you're like, that was somebody's body I just threw in this trash can, basically. And he was saying that, he was talking to that guy, and that guy's thanking him. And he said, man, can we get you some help to change your diet, so you can get off the sugar? And he goes, man, I'm just too addicted to it. This was a guy that just woke up from losing his leg, and Sean Baker was talking about how, many of these people are, a bunch of them are missing two legs and go blind, from the sugar. And it just changed my mind for really, focused in on how much of an addiction sugar really, really is and how destructive it really is to everybody. My dad had type 2 diabetes, lost, the majority of his sight, lost circulation in his legs, and he had a rough, last 10 years of his life. And I mean, right up to the day he was dying, he was still drinking root beers and eating Wendy's Frosties. He would cut them down, but he still couldn't get away from it. He still had to have it, And so, man, I almost think that we need to take it more seriously about how much of an addiction it really, really is, and treat it more like an addiction, like you would drugs and, alcohol. Because, man, I know how long it took me to find this and get here. And it makes more and more sense every day that I see everybody's stories and see these different perspectives about how truly addicted people are, and nobody is treating sugar and the SAD diet as an addiction. They're just, it's the only addiction you can have where they tell you that you just don't have good self-control. It's just your lifestyle habits. And, I mean, it's really sad because it's killing so many people and ruining so many people's quality of life. It's just really, man, it's just to see that. I really recommend you go watch that video from Sean Baker. It was just 2 days ago, and I was like, that really stuck in my mind this week,
Yeah, definitely. No, I think those are all great points. So for sure. But I see Becky said Dr. Joan talks about the addiction component.
I'll have to check them out. I'm not sure I know that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was just, I'm just going to finish it pretty simple, but I just want to thank everybody for showing up tonight, and, keep plugging away on your plan and whatever you're doing. Never quit, never give up, adjust the plan. And, if you have a bad day or a bad week or a bad month, that's okay. You can get back on the plan and, work this for the rest of your life. You can be successful and healthy and happy and, not be addicted to the sugar and the flours and all the crappy food that's no good for you, that's killing you. It's poison. So, just keep plugging away. You're in the right place. And, if you stuck around and watched this video this long, or maybe you did just join us, that's amazing that you're here and you're spending time with us, and we're all grateful for you to be here. And hey, I just wanted to say to Eric, thank you for being here too. I didn't mention him earlier. I know I typed it in the comments, but I wanted to tell you thanks for showing up. We appreciate it. And that goes for anybody else that I may have missed that have been here, or maybe they haven't commented. Thank you for being here. It means a lot to us, and we're grateful that you came in tonight. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for hanging with us.
Yeah, definitely. And Chuck says, stay strong, everyone. We are strong alone, but we are stronger together. Yep, that's what the community's about. Low carb, keto, carnivore communities are amazing. So, yeah, I guess we'll just end it on that. But thanks again, everyone. I appreciate you being here. So,
yeah, appreciate you guys having me on again. See you.
Sounds good.
Everybody.
Thanks, Todd.
Bye.
See you, everyone. Take care.